Hello there, I am Ginkgo the Silver Fox, the kitsune with the silver fur and the golden heart. And today I'm continuing my journey with Yu-Gi-Oh! Usually these little adventures happen on Tuesdays, but this week I had something special planned with the launch of the new Throne and Liberty MMO, so decided to push it to today, but want to continue my journey as we have a lot of history to cover and also hopefully some epic duels to witness. Hello, Mao. Nice to see you again. I hope you're having a lovely evening. Let's see. Speaking of journey and starting up on things and doing weekly things, I realized that I planned a new community challenge, like the one that I had with the spicy Duolingo stream. My original plan was to start it on October 1st, right at the beginning of the month, but unfortunately it slipped my mind, so please allow me to hit the start button right now and you should see it pop up. There we go. So I figured this time I would be doing a little thing for Christmas. And yeah, hopefully it will be raised on in time. I did set a more reasonable end goal this time. And it's gonna be Christmas carols. I am by no means official singer, and my voice may not belong to the opera, but I do like these special occasions, and I thought with this I would be able to sing and represent not just English but also Hungarian and Romanian carols. So feel free to contribute if you have the points for it. You can contribute a maximum of 2,000 a day, and the end goal is 50,000. Alright then, shall we get started, or shall we continue the Yu-Gi-Oh story? I don't know exactly what I'll be singing, but I will make a list, and if there are requests, I will write them up and look into it. I don't think I have a Mariah Carey voice though, so we shall see. Okay, so single player campaign, and we have made it through quite a bit of the release date, yeah. We have covered quite a bit of the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, seasons at least 1 to 3, I would say. I honestly don't remember how the seasons were actually numbered, because there was a weird thing with the Battle City tournament being interrupted by another arc and then resumed, so does that count as a whole other season? Either way, as a quick recap, we have seen the story of how Maximilian Pegasus tried to gather the Millennium items just to resurrect his wife and try to bring back the Shadow Games from ancient Egypt, and lured a number of duelists to his island, but including Yugi, who is the possessor of the Millennium Puzzle, and that Millennium Puzzle also holds the spirit of an ancient pharaoh who seems to have been important a while ago, but lost all of his memory. And he and his friends had to overcome all kinds of challenges, and we also follow anti-hero like the one you see here on the right, Seto Kaiba, who despite being young has a maybe even multi-billion dollar company, and he innovates like everything that regards Yu-Gi-Oh innovations, dual discs and holographic projectors and theme parks and whatnot pretty much come from his company, and it's a consistent plot throughout many seasons that villains try to take over his company. Uh, like Pegasus tried to do it. The next villain that we will see also tried to do it. This game doesn't show season 5. I don't know if that's season 5 or if that's just the filler arc, the Grand Prix. Yeah, Kaiba Corp. There was a German dude named Siegfried Franz Schröder who tried to take over the company. So it seems like everyone wants to target Kaiba for his company, and everyone wants to target Yugi for his Millennium item. In season 2, the main event was the so-called Rare Hunters. They are trying to gather rare cards and also ancient artifacts in the name of someone named Merrick, who's supposed to be a guardian of the pharaoh. He comes down from a line of tomb guardians who supposed to be servant and guardian until the pharaoh's return, but he decided he should have the pharaoh's power for himself, and the growing darkness inside him eventually created a second persona named Yami Merrick, who was kept under control for a while by this guy here, Odeon. But once Odeon was out of commission, the evil Merrick took control and wrecked shit up, but eventually was defeated by Yugi. With some help of Merrick's sister, Odeon, and even Bakura, who has been like a recurring minor villain throughout the series, but will end up having a much larger role, which I unfortunately don't think this game properly represents. Either way, the last duel that we played was the final face-off between Yugi and Yami Merrick, or Merrick, and yeah, it was. I think we actually tried both sides, but like the original decks or the campaign decks, the pre-made decks that this game offers aren't always the best. They are not well balanced, and it's hard to have fun with them, so sometimes I just bust out one of my custom decks because the game does allow you to do it. And sometimes, if I feel like it, I will also do the reverse duels. But let's continue on with the new arc, with the, I guess you could call it the Atlantis or Darts arc. And just a little trivia here, Mai did join the bad guys briefly in this season. That's why she has this cool new outfit. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, even though they have drawn Mai in this new outfit, this appearance is not unlockable under the duelist challenges. It's not unlockable as a portrait for your character, for your character deck. So it's like one of the only ones that's not being able to be used. It's just her default one. But let's see how good of a job does the game do about relaying the history, because that season doesn't start with Joey versus Mai. It starts with like Yugi losing the god cards. Like Yugi is about to unlock his memory, but someone messes with it, with the ritual, and he's unable to recover it. And yeah, let's see. After Yugi Muto's victory over Merrick, Yugi collected all 3 Egyptian god cards. However, they would not remain in his possession for long. Panic ensued as real monsters appeared all over the world. Worse still, Yugi's Egyptian god cards were stolen by 3 unknown assailants. No! How can this have happened? Grandpa, are you alright? Yugi, they're gone. Who's gone, Grandpa? Your cards, your strongest cards. The god cards? Who did this? Yugi and his friends were at a loss on who could have stolen the cards when a package arrived in the mail. Hey kids, this came in the mail. I love how he has this, like, of course they didn't draw every expression for the sprites here, but it's funny how he was all distressed and now he's just all doing a little cheerful smile, like a colon D face, even. Who's it from? I'm not sure, my eyesight's not what it used to be. Let's see here, from the office of Maximilian Pegasus. No, not Pegasus. What should we do? We should hear what he has to say. After all, Pegasus did invent dual monsters. And you think he has something to do with what's been going on? Perhaps. Let's play the tape. Greetings, Yugi boy. I'm sure you're aware that dual monsters are suddenly running amok all around this world of ours. I know who's really behind this. The only catch is, it's too risky to leave you any information on this tape, so that means you'll have to come to see me in person. Say what? There's no way we can trust that guy. Yeah, the villain of the first season suddenly becomes an ally of convenience. What do you think, Yugi? Let's go, Pegasus may be our only hope. I'm not entirely sure, but I think I read somewhere that this story arc was anime only, like I think the Yu-Gi-Oh manga appeared first before the anime, and they tried to follow it as closely as possible, but this storyline was completely original and it did kind of stick out. As well as that whole story arc with the virtual world, which was cut from this game. Then I'll be right there by your side, pal. Count me in too. Me too, he's flying us there first class, right? Thanks, guys. Oh yeah, apparently Pegasus is actually in the US and they are in Japan, so yeah. Back in their ancient lair, the three card robbers, Raphael, Alistair, and Valen, met with their master, Darts. We located the Pharaoh, Master. Unfortunately, we weren't able to capture his soul. Some change happened that... Yeah, there was some writer strike. Yeah, so... It's very much possible. Hang on, I think the game audio could be a little louder. So maybe like this. But I never come back empty-handed. I present these three cards. I present these cards to you. Excellent, the Egyptian gods. At long last, I finally possess the supreme force necessary to awaken the great beast. The time has arrived, my friends. Finally, after 10,000 years, the great Leviathan shall arise again. Once I replenish you with enough souls, you shall inherit the strength to swallow the earth. No one will stop us. No one. This time, like, it was pretty vague previously, like what people wanted with the Pharaoh's power and what you could achieve. Like, this is at least refreshing. He's like, okay, I'm gonna offer souls to a bunch of monster, some kind of big monster, and he will devour the entire world, and I guess I will rule alongside it. I don't know. And this time I'll make sure we drain his power to feed the great beast, sir. Why don't you try listening? It's really a wonderful... Oh, why don't you try listening? It's really a wonderful skill. If you master it, you'll realize that we need more than the Pharaoh's soul. Then we'll deal with the others too. I'll take Kaiba. I also got my eye on someone that fights with a bloke, Joey Wheeler. He should be fun to take apart. The Pharaoh and his friends are on their way to speak with the one who we've been watching. Just make certain that you reach him before they do. Pegasus? And to think I called you a bad listener. Now go see Pegasus at once. Yeah, I believe in the English dub they also gave him, like Valen, you mean, the guy on the right here. His face is a bit covered up by Raphael, but yeah, they also gave him an Australian accent, I believe. When Yugi and his friends arrived at Industrial Illusions, they were not greeted by Pegasus, but rather another familiar face. Hello, Pegasus, the place is completely empty. I suspect thieves that were after Pegasus may have already found him. If that's the case, I'm sure they're expecting us. Mai, is that you? I'm not Mai, at least not the Mai you knew. What? You heard me. Alright gang, say hello to Pegasus. Question, did you do that to him? Look, you better start talking. What's the matter, Wheeler? Did your little reunion with mine not go as well as you expected to? And you? Why are you keeping these guys all for yourself, Mai? Mind your business, you lackey. These geeks are mine, so deal with it. Geeks? But we're your friends, Mai. Please, Mai, tell me this is all a joke. You're on our side, remember? Well, friends is, I think, a big word, but yeah, I mean, Mai was a rival in... Actually, she did help them out a couple of times, like in the Duelist Kingdom. If it weren't for her, Yugi would have never gotten into Pegasus's castle. Then again, Yugi did help her out, so it was like a favor for a favor, and Yugi did have to eliminate Mai from the tournament to get to the finals. In the second season, yeah, she was just like one of the finalists in the tournament, and she became a victim of Merrick eventually, and yeah, they had to basically save her soul from the Shadow Realm, but now to think of it, she didn't do much in the previous seasons, so I guess this was to make her more interesting. I was never a part of your little playgroup, and now I'm gonna break you apart one by one. And Wheeler, I'm starting with you. You are holding me back from achieving true power, so say hello to my real friend, the Seal of Orichalcos. Yeah, this became like a staple card, like every villain had the Seal of Orichalcos, and yeah, it basically made the duel more serious because it meant that you couldn't, under normal circumstances, end the duel, like you couldn't escape the duel, and the loser of the duel would lose their soul. So yeah. Mai, let's talk. There's gotta be a better way to settle this. Sorry, Han, whoever loses the duel loses their soul. Yep, what did I say? To be fair, Pegasus could do that as well in Season 1, so... Seems to be a rather broad power. Alright, let's see if... the pre-made decks are any better than in the early game. Somewhat. Looks like Joey still has Alligator Sword and Rocket Warrior and what else? Oh, Time Magic Hammer. Alright, so... For some reason, because they took away the God cards for most of the season, they had to introduce 3 new powerful monsters, 3 dragons. I think, now that I remember, this whole arc was called the Awakening of the Dragons, because there were 3 legendary dragons that each of the main characters, like, I would say, yeah, main characters, like Kaiba got 1 dragon, Yugi got 1, and Joey got 1 as well. Okay, what does Fiber Jar do? I think this is banned in the real game. Each player shuffles all cards from their hand, field, and graveyard to the deck. Yeah, it's banned because it can pretty much reset the entire game by shuffling everything back to the deck and drawing 5 cards. No, they are not the same dragons. In fact, we don't hear from them again, and I think it's revealed that they are not truly dragons, they are knights that eventually became dragons, and Yugi eventually summons them in their true form, but yeah. I don't know if they ever released like the human forms, and the dragons themselves do not actually appear, they're each represented by a spell card, but we'll see if we get to it. Okay, well... Skull Dice will allow me to control the battle by decreasing the stats of the opponent's monsters, so let's just pass for now. Oh, my does have Seal of Orichalcos and Cyber Harpy Lady. Okay. That's a problem because Seal of Orichalcos gives a boost of 500, Cyber Shield gives another boost, so even if I roll a 6 with the die, it wouldn't be helping. I mean, I would take less damage, but yeah. Oh, I'm not gonna activate a Skull Dice, just like that. Okay, now Rocket Warrior. During the battle phase, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. During my battle phase, at least. This card attacks that card. Okay, so this is good if I have another monster to then finish off, because the whole idea of Rocket Warrior is that you ram it against the opponent's monster. Rocket Warrior survives, you take no damage, and that monster then loses 500 attack. So let's say if we decrease Cyber Hyper Lady's attack by 500, that's 2300. Alligator Sword has 1500. So with a lucky roll of 6, that would still not be enough. It would be 1700. So you know what? I'm just gonna set the Fiber Jar and hoping that I will get some better hand and maybe, just maybe... Wait, it also shuffles everything on their field, right? So it even resets her Cyber Harpy Lady. So that's good. Okay, Harpy Channeler. Nope. No, still not gonna use it. And Fiber Jar, yep, reset everything. Draw 5 cards. And it's gonna be the only card that's gonna be sent to the graveyard. And there it is, the Claw of Hermos. So Joey had the Hermos dragon at his side. So this card is always treated as Legend Dragon Hermos. Send one monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. Of that type that is listed on a fusion monster that can be only special summon with the Claw of Hermos. Then special summon that fusion monster. So it introduced like some kind of fusion mechanic that didn't use multiple monsters, just one monster. And in case of Kaiba, he even had like some weird fusion mechanics, but we'll see it when we get to Kaiba, hopefully. Right, so Time Magic Hammer must be special summon with the Claw of Hermos using a spellcaster monster like Time Wizard. Target one other face-up monster on the field, equip this card to it at the start of the damage step it battles. Okay, so this is only worth it if I have another monster. Okay, well, let's see. During your opponent's turn, when if this card is sent to the graveyard by opponent's card, it becomes the end phase of the turn. Okay, so this will basically end the turn early. And I'll just set Graceful Dice for the heck of it. Oh, that's a good. Harpy Channeler can summon some pretty good cards for her. Elegant Egotist, yeah, brings out Harpy Lady Sisters. Just like in the anime. Oh, she has another one. Okay, well, I believe this, when it's destroyed... Oh, it's by card effect, not by battle, so... Yeah. Well, I have Dark Pulse, so that will help. And Time Wizard can also help out if necessary. There we go. Marauding Captain, oh man, that takes me back. It's a staple card in a lot of decks because when summoned you can special summon a level 4 lower monster from the hand. Special summoning was a lot more rare in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! So that on its own didn't do much, but now I'll use the Claw of Hermos and I'll send my Time Wizard to the graveyard to bring out Time Magic Hammer. At least this is true to the anime episode, because I mean, Time Magic Hammer, of course, it's related to Time Wizard. That's like a pretty weird effect. Target, okay, started. If it battles and you can roll a 6-sided die, yeah, Joe is all about rolling those dice and gambling. He has a problem, I think. You can roll a 6-sided die and banish that opponent's monster until the standby phase of the end turn after this effect's activation. I think this is like the only card that mentions end turn, and it has to explain n equals the result. So let's say you roll a lucky 6, it will be banished for 6 turn, which in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. It's only a problem if you lose it. Well said. Okay. I guess I could have waited. I forgot that Time Magic Hammer doesn't give a boost to my monster. Therefore, I could have inflicted 500 more damage if I just attacked with Time Wizard first. Oh well. Doesn't matter. Let me see. Like, is it... Yeah, if it battles an opponent's monster, so it doesn't have to be my turn for it to work. Okay, Harpy Harpist effect goes off and such as another Harpy Lady monster. You know, they just did that for the alliteration, Harpy Harpist. Also, fun fact, pretty much all of the Harpy cards are censored in the English TCG. They had a lot more revealing clothing in the original Japanese, and anything that's too lewd or too religious had to be censored in the English version. Okay, well, I noticed that Mai doesn't have an extra deck, which is a shame because at least with these new support cards, the Harpies thrive on like bringing out rank 7 and all kinds of other powerful monsters. Okay. Well, I need to get rid of the dragon, and I do have the tool for it. The first Rocket Warrior will destroy Hell Harpy Channeler. Yeah, its effect triggers reducing the attack, but doesn't matter because it's removed. And let's see. Yeah, you can look up the... I'm pretty sure there's like a whole site dedicated to the differences between the OCG, original card game, that meaning the Japanese and Korean versions, and the TCG. Actually, yeah, is Korean also considered OCG? I think so, but like the original card game, original is the one that comes out in Japan. Okay, so it was only banished for one standby phase. Meaning that she won't get it next standby phase next turn, but it will come back on my turn again, but I can just banish it again with the hammer, so it's great. So we had a rough start, but we managed to regain control of the field right now. Oh wait, what the heck? Oh, it comes back at the end turn. Okay, well that's a problem, but you know what, before she uses her Harpy's Feather Duster, I'm gonna roll the die, and I got a 6. That means she won't be able to take out both of my monsters. Okay, that was weird. I thought she would keep the dragon in defense position because it has a lot more defense than attack. But then she didn't attack with it, and in the end she did switch it to attack position, but it was in main phase 2 when she couldn't attack again, so the AI is a bit confused, I think. Okay, so yeah, because of that Harpy's Feather Dust, I lost control of the game again. Like, I could use Rocket Warrior, reduce Harpy's Pet Dragon by 500 attack, but that's not enough to deal with it. Also, Birdface, if I destroy it, she will just get another Harpy Lady, so Not ideal, but you know what? I'll take that trade. I want to reduce her field presence. There we go, and now it's weak enough to be destroyed by Marauding Captain. And yeah, I don't know why he still has Battle Warrior, the level 3 vanilla monster without any... Yeah, it's fighting with its bare hands and it shows it only has 700 attack, 1000 defense. I'll just set it, I suppose. We may need to bring out our own deck for this. I mean, Joey's signature card is the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Should be more Red Eyes cards in this. Oh, by the way, it wasn't shown here, but apparently Yugi and Joey had like... They had bikinis in the OCG version, yes, and a lot more exposed belly buttons, yeah. What I wanted to say is... yeah, there was the finale of Season 2 where, if you remember, at some point Joey lost Red Eyes Black Dragon to one of the rare hunters. Yugi won it back for him, but Joey is like, you know what, you keep it, you earned it, and this way it's like I'm helping you even when I'm not around. But in the end, at the end of the season, they decided to have a friendly duel so that Joey can win it back. And before the duel actually started, it faded to black, so we didn't see the duel, but later on Joey did have Red Eyes Black Dragon in his deck, which pretty much means that he beat the main character off screen, which is like, whoa. Okay, so Blue Flame Sword, we can target one other warrior type monster. This card loses exactly 6 from the attack, and if it does, that monster gains 600. Is this only once per turn? Yes, it's once per turn. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Fire Warrior monster that is in your graveyard. That shows summon it. Do I have a Fire Warrior even? I don't think I do. What is this deck supposed to be? Fiber Jar was nice, but yeah, it only helped for a bit. Okay, so if I boost Battle Warrior to 1300 attack, it wouldn't do much. Then again, if I don't set this monster, then I'll just straight up lose. And yeah, I just realized I could have just attacked and then taken out Cyber Harpy Lady and they both die. Okay, now there's actually a reason why she did that, because when Hysterical Sign is destroyed, she's allowed to add more Harpy Ladies to her hand at the end phase. Or cards that include Harpy Ladies. Oh, she has multiple Harpy Feather Duster. Okay, well... Yep, this is... well, not entirely a lost cause yet. Defeat Mega Cyber. This one, if your opponent controls at least 2 or more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card, and thankfully she still had 2 monsters. So now let's just hope this trap card doesn't stop me. Nope. Okay. And that also weakened Harpy's Pet Dragon, because it gains 300 attack defense for each Harpy Lady, so now it's weaker than my Mega Cyber, but oh yeah, she got her Harpy Queen. And yeah, this is the end of the duel. Okay, I don't want to give up that easy on the pre-made deck, so I'm gonna try it one more time. Keep a Spellcaster in hand to summon Time Magic Hammer with... yeah, I did that, but I still lost Robot, thank you. Alright, so I will try one more time with the pre-made deck. Hopefully I have a better hand this time. And if not, I'll just use my own. I'll use my own Red Eyes deck. Pot of Greed. Of course, I couldn't use that normally because Pot of Greed is banned. Yeah, I need some actually good cards. Okay. Well, speaking of that, okay, 2 Monster Reborns is not bad, but okay, Time Wizard is good, but I don't have the Fang of Critias. I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna reset with Fiber Jar and hoping for a better hand. Static Sign when activated searches for... Yep, there's the Seal of Orichalcos. Don't know what it does on top of my head other than the 500 attack boost. I think it cannot be destroyed by card effects and some other things. Oh, it's a good thing that I started with Fiber Jar this time because she really went all out with her monsters. Go. Oh, he's running another Fiber Jar, interesting. Oh, and she just went to her end phase, not doing anything else. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. So I could use Marauding Captain and the Blue Flame Swordsman combo. I could also... yeah, this is a spellcaster. I could bring out the Time Magic Hammer, which doesn't have any monsters. Oh, that doesn't matter though. Okay. We gotta keep the pressure on, so... Marauding Captain into Blue Flame Swordsman. And yeah, Monster Reborn would only work on Fiber Jar. I am not gonna equip the Time Magic Hammer until she actually summons a monster. She could just destroy it with Harpy Feather Duster, so I'll save that for now. Also, Copycat is good on its own because it can copy the attack and defense of one monster the opponent controls. So if she summons something very powerful, I will be able to match it. Just explain my reasoning. Oh, I could have... yeah, I could have inflicted more damage if I attacked with Blue Flame Swordsman first, then transferred 600 to Marauding Captain. That would have been an extra 600 damage, but that would have made Blue Flame Swordsman more vulnerable, so... it's like a double-edged sword. Quite literally, because they are holding double-edged swords. Yep. Okay, now I could transfer the attack again, just to take less damage, but... wait, let me see, is it 600 or 800 attack? It's just 600, so... that's still not enough to the 1900 that she's sporting. Okay, Alligator Sword. Ah, fortunately this is a beast, not a... yeah, it's a beast and not a warrior, so that I could transfer attacks to it. So that means the only way for me to remove Harpy Queen right now would be either summoning Copycat, copying its attack and then trade, or I become more fancy, use Claw of Hermos, and... I mean, that deals with Harpy Queen only temporarily, she could bring it back later, so... I think I would rather save Claw of Hermos for a bigger threat, so I'll just do this. There you go. Alright. Bit of a slow game, but slow and steady wins the race, they say. Oh, another Harpy Queen. Interesting that she doesn't use its effect to discard it and search it for the Harpy's Hunting Ground, I believe. That's the field spell that it can search out, but then again she's using the Seal of Orichalcos in this particular duel. Okay, Rocket Warrior, finally an actual warrior. So, yeah. I'm gonna make full use of this guy, and I will also resurrect the Blue Flame Swordsman. I know it's not as good as her Harpy Queen, but now I can do combos with them. And instead of using any attack transfers from Blue Flame Swordsman, for now I'm just gonna weaken Harpy Queen with my Rocket Warrior. And then Blue Flame Swordsman can finish her off. There we go. Yeah, she's only at 2,800 life points, so not too bad. Okay, Cyber Harpy Lady. Oh, is the AI... Oh, it is the end of the battle phase. She did realize, the AI did realize that if she attacks Rocket Warrior, it's gonna be bad because Blue Flame Swordsman can just boost it. Okay. Well, in that case, I'm just gonna summon Alligator Sword. And what would be more damage if I transfer and then... Like if I transfer the 600, then I could destroy... Yeah, that would be gain, because if I... Or if I just trade Blue Flame Sword with Cyber Harpy Lady, it's not worth attacking with Rocket Warrior first, because then it's not destroyed, it's just weakened. I love how I'm just explaining all my train of thought during this duel, just like in the anime. Like, people keep talking about their strategy, like, what if I do this? Then this is gonna happen, but well, I can't risk it, or yeah, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of that dialogue in people's heads, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead with this. Finally using the effect. It's kind of disappointing that Mai wasn't able to muster any good cards. But you know what, I'll take that win because we could see just how devastating she can be with the best cards in her deck. Sure, we didn't use the Cloud Thermos, but yeah. Can't lose, I can't go back there, I gave up everything just to be a winner. Hey Mai, can't lose, won't go back there, have to win. Oh well, she's lost it. Valen, what are you doing? With the fragment of the Orichalcos stone, I unlocked the seal. Alright, so this duel doesn't, in the anime, doesn't officially end. Oh, you play a card game, yeah, exactly. So this duel doesn't actually end. Valen steps in because he also has a thing for Mai, and basically dispels the Orichalcos seal, and that pretty much allows Mai to escape. Joey, are you alright? What were you thinking, Valen? You betrayed Master Darts and risked your own soul. And you mean to tell me you did it all just so you could save some girl, Valen? She's not just some girl. Where's Mai? Did those punks take her? Guess so. Yeah, she's gone. Oh no, I was so close. I'll get you back, Mai. Yeah, it pretty much just fabricated a love triangle in between all the monsters attacking and soul capturing. Now it's Kaiba's turn to shine. As monsters appeared all over the city, the public accused Kaiba, and Kaiba called for these monster sightings. Oh, because they can create holograms of monsters. And yeah, Kaiba has whether it's the company building or his theme parks, the Blue Eyes White Dragons images everywhere. He really loves that dragon. I think someone's... And he has a Blue Eyes White Dragon jet too, yeah. I think someone's trying to make a fool out of me. I have worked too hard repairing the reputation of this company. This has to stop. Seto, check out our database. There's someone out there that's buying up every share of our company. Mokuba, you're right. If these numbers are accurate, almost half of Kaiba Corp was just bought up by one person, and they're still buying. How can that be? What are we gonna do? We have to stop them. If they buy any more shares, they can take control of the entire company. Wait, there's only one person who's capable of something like this. Pegasus. Seto, Kaiba and Mokuba went to Duelist Kingdom to confront Pegasus. Show yourself, Pegasus! Your lack of patience never fails to amuse me. Yeah, so remember like he tried to take over the company in season 1 too, but it wasn't with buying the shares, it was something else. You're as irritating as ever. What's the deal, Pegasus? I just haven't been myself lately. In fact, I mean that quite literally. So yeah, it wasn't actually Pegasus who lured Kaiba there. It was Alistair disguised as him. They even started, so Kaiba even, in the anime, Kaiba even started with Pegasus, and later on the guy revealed his disguise, so yeah. What's going on? Surprise, I've waited for this day a long time, Kaiba boy. Identify yourself. Alistair's the name, Kaiba boy. Hey, I love how he keeps on imitating Pegasus' Kaiba boy even when he's no longer disguised. Now let's do. The spell card is about to change everything, activating the Seal of Orichalcos. I wonder if they will explain like why this guy hates Kaiba, but we'll see. We're trapped in here until the duel's over, then once I crush you, I'll be able to get out. Of course, you, on the other hand, won't be as lucky as myself, Kaiba boy. What do you mean? When you lose, your soul will be locked away for all eternity. Let my brother out. You have no idea who you're messing with. Sure I do. I'm messing. Wait, that's a guy. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're not the first person to think it. This old man. What did you just say to me? No one compares me to my stepfather and gets away with it. He was a worthless snake. Oh yeah, because we skipped the whole Duelist World arc, which revealed more of Kaiba's backstory. So Kaiba has been adopted. Kaiba and his brother Mokuba have been adopted by a billionaire named Gozaburo Kaiba. Like, they lived in an orphanage for a long time. And I think they only got the Kaiba name because they were adopted. So Seto and Mokuba were adopted by Gozaburo Kaiba, and he was the original owner of Kaiba Corp, but then Seto, like, he taught Kaiba everything he knew and was hoping he would one day become a successful business owner, but Kaiba like then turned the tables and bought out the company from his own stepfather, and then his stepfather, I don't know, I think he disappeared or something. I don't think it was ever explained like what happened to him. Like, he was there in the wheelchair world, but I don't remember why he disappeared, so yeah. He basically betrayed his own father, like, well, I guess it was also a proud moment because he raised his stepson to be a scumbag, and yeah, that bit him. But yeah, my family business has nothing to do with you. Guess again, your family business, oh, they do explain it, like, yeah, he has beef with Kaiba's adoptive father. Your family business has everything to do with it. It was 7 years ago, a day I'll never forget. Tanks came and took my brother. I soon found out who one was responsible. Gozaburo Kaiba. Your father did this to me. Now you run his evil empire, so it's your fault too. Yeah, basically he was selling weapons to people. I think, yeah, originally Kaiba Corp was a weapons company, but when Seto took over, then yeah, he basically made it, I guess, electronics and entertainment company, so he was actually the lesser of two evils. basically they just introduced this guy and gave him this tragic backstory so that Kaiba has some personal beef with him rather than just a henchman that needs to be taken down. Crush Kite virus tribute 1 dark monster with 1000 or less attack. That's Sagi the Dark Clown, he even used this combo. Of course, this is the errata, the nerfed version, takes no damage on the end of the next turn to discard resolve. Also, you look at the opponent's hand and all monsters they control, and if you do, destroy among them with. So 3 monsters with. Okay. Yeah, pre-nerf, you could see every card they drew for the next 3 turns and then destroy the monsters. This way you can technically destroy more monsters, but they also take no damage and you don't see the cards that they draw. Okay, so everyone will have the Seal of Orichalcos. Oh, I still didn't check what it does besides the attack boost. Let me check this now real quick. So once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. While you control 2 or more face-up attack position monsters, your opponent cannot target your monsters with the lowest attack for an attack. This card, if this card is activated, destroy all special summoned monsters you control. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Oh, okay. So that's why Mai didn't have an extra deck either. So it's just a straight up, it's not the best field spell, honestly. It is cooler in the anime because apparently while it's running, the loser will lose their soul. But it's straight up, basically just makes your monster stronger, your weaker monster cannot be attacked, and yeah. Oh, and also once per turn it cannot be removed, even if people would try to remove it. Okay, well, because of the attack boost, I believe his monster will get destroyed because it has over 1500 attack. Nice. Okay, so he has Science Soldier, Monster Reborn. Why are they still running weak-ass, no effect, level 3 monsters with these stats? Like, it's Season 4 of Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope GX and the later series have better cards that make more sense. Okay, the opponent also just destroyed 3 of their monsters, and of course he's gonna use Monster Reborn to bring back the Tactical Espionage Expert. Alright. Wait, does Seal of Orichalcos work on their monsters? All monsters you control. Okay, so it doesn't work on mine. It's not like the early field spells that affect both sides of the field. In fact, in the early days of Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait, why didn't he use Monster Reborn on this monster? It's a lot more powerful, 2800 attack. I guess it is destroyed once it gains the attack boost. Okay. Well, whatever. Let's see. I mean, if he's not gonna use it, I sure will. Spell cancel. Spell cards and their effects on the field cannot be activated. Negate all spell effects on the field. So that's actually good. I can use that against him. That will cancel out his Seal of Orichalcos. Which means his monster should also be weaker again. Nice. Should have brought back that fiendish engine Omega. Okay, Tyrant Wing. I can't use that right now, but it's gonna come in handy. This is basically the spell card equivalent of Jinzo. Oh right, he doesn't take any damage because of Crush Card Virus. It's fine. Like Jinzo negates all traps on the field, and Spell Canceller negates all spells. but it's much weaker. Jinzo has 2400 attack and has some additional support. Gear Giano. Are you kidding me? I know they wanted to give Kaiba more machine type monsters, but Gear Giano, no anime character used these. I mean, it's a good machine type archetype, but yeah. He's all about these Tyrant Burst Dragon, yeah, so Doom Virus Dragon. Kaiba has basically a bunch of dragons that are summoned by using trap cards. So he has something called the Fang of Critias, and Fang of Critias combines, like, you tribute or send to the graveyard whatever trap cards and they turn into actual dragons. Like Tyrant Wing turns into Tyrant Burst Dragon, Crush Card Virus turns into Doom Virus Dragon. He also later has a Mirror Force Dragon, and so on and so forth. And he also has these XYZ Dragon Cannons, XZ Tanks. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So I'm gonna summon Z Metal Tank. And now I could... So this is... They don't print these out very often, but let me just explain what a Union Monster is. Union Monsters are distinguished from regular effect monsters in the sense that they can be equipped to other monsters or unequipped and then special summoned as a regular monster. I think they haven't done any new Union Monsters since the Machina though. Also, these X, Y, and Z monsters have a distinction where you can combine them without polymerization into a fusion monster, and they each have some pretty good effect, like this one. You can discard one card and target one face down spell and trap card your opponent controls, restore that target. Well, they don't have anything right now, but I can get rid of their potential trap cards that could disrupt me this way. Okay. Yeah, there's Science Soldier, and there it goes. Wanna say we are controlling the battlefield, but these are weird decks, so it can turn the tables at any moment. Oh, there's Blue Eyes White Dragon, of course. We have to use that one at some point. Let's see. So Gear Giano or Gear Giano can resurrect a machine type monster in the graveyard, but there isn't one right now. So I'm just gonna set this, and I will have the tribute fodder for Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then I can equip Blue Eyes White Dragon with Tyrant Wing. Third Striker. Oh, this is actually a card used by a 5D's character, so we are jumping a bit ahead into the future. But then again, they did add a whole bunch of future cards, but I think this is the first time I remember them adding cards that were used by future series anime characters. Oh, Pot of Greed. The good old draw two cards. Oh! Can't actually use it because of Spell Canceller, so I'll make another use of it. I will discard it with XYZ Dragon Cannon, and yeah, that was just emergency provision. Send any number of spell and trap cards. Well, that's not gonna work because of Spell Canceller, so yeah, this is pretty much game. I could just flip this up and attack with all of them, but we gotta make sure this goes out in style. We gotta finish this game with Blue Eyes White Dragon's attack. So that's what I'll do. You know what, just for good measure, I'm also gonna use Tyrant Wing. And there you go. So both with Joey and with Kaiba, I didn't actually need to use the special legendary dragons. After duel with Alistair, Kaiba went to Pegasus' company, Industrial Illusions, to look for answers. There he encountered Yugi and his friends. Kaiba? Oh, great. Any sign of Pegasus? I'm afraid we were too late. That's right, believe it or not, my Valentine got to him before we did. She took his soul with some orichalco sting. Pegasus? Not quite, it's a hologram. Yugi boy, at least I hope that's you that found this room. If you're hearing this, that can only mean the gentlemen who are after my soul were finally able to capture me. So please listen closely. If you're hearing this, it means I'm dead, basically. This is it. It all began when a mysterious man tried to buy out my company, but there's more. This individual possesses an ancient power stronger than any I've seen. And his name is Darts. Darts. Yeah, basically they gave him the villain. I also always chuckle when I hear this name, like he's named after a pub game, basically, but that's his name. And that's how they pronounce it too, Darts. He's trying to resurrect the most terrifying beast ever to roam the earth, the Great Leviathan, by draining the souls of men and beasts. If this plan works, Darts will have succeeded in unleashing a truly devastating power, the likes of which has not been seen for 10,000 years. Time is running out. My cute little duel monsters will soon be gone, along with the rest of the... I love how he says my cute little duel monsters. Oh, it's pronounced Dartsy. Okay. But I'm just gonna call him Darts, it's funnier. Only you can save the poor creatures that made my games famous. Okay. Now it's Joey's turn to take out Valen. Joey chased after one of the robbers, Valen. I know that guy, he's the one that took mine. Right you are, mate. Look, pal, I want my back. Then why chase me? She happens to have a mind of her own, you know. She did, at least she did before you guys brainwashed her. You don't get it, mate. No one was brainwashed. Mai chose to join our side with her own free will. And do you wanna know why? She was sick of taking a back seat while you guys got all the fame. Then I stepped in and changed all that. You messed with her head. That's what you did. She was one of my best friends, but the last time I saw... Best friends, okay, that's also a stretch, but... Okay. But that last time I saw her, she was saying things that Mai never would have said. Wake up, Wheeler, I led you here to get rid of you for good. Cause Mai can't be happy with you around. And what does that mean? You're a constant reminder of what her life used to be. And Mai wants to forget all that, but as long as you still exist in this world, she'll be able to forget. So I'm here to erase you for good. Plus, I know how deep down Mai still loves you, and I can't have that. Oh. So, basically, he's trying to disguise the fact that he's doing Mai a favor by getting rid of a reminder of her former life, but she just wants Mai for him, so... What do you say, Wheeler, do we have ourselves a duel or not? Not that I'm giving you much of a choice. I never back down from a challenge, especially when I'm fighting for a friend. He's basically friend-zoning Mai without her even being here, or I don't know, maybe that's just the English censorship trying to disguise any romances as friendship. Or it's one of those typical cases where he loves her, he just doesn't realize it yet. Oh, finally some good Red Ice cards, and we still have Red Ice Transmigration. The bad news is that I can't summon any of these monsters right now. I still need the Ritual monster. But it's better than having Battle Warrior, so yeah. Deskbot. Okay, they gave him an original deck apparently. I think in the anime he used a bunch of armor cards that were not actual monsters, but they would equip themselves to other monsters and even to himself. I think they had like basically a Kamen Rider fight with Joey in the anime. This card is special summoned, you can add one despot. Alright, well, it's fine. I'm not gonna use Dimension Prison on this. Dimensional Prison. Yeah, Power Ranger, Kamen Rider, whatever you wanna call it. Okay, so Marauding Captain, I have no target for it, but it's better than nothing. Even if I can't special summon anything from my hand. Yep, no applicable card. What do we have in the extra deck this time? Okay, so we have Rocket Hermos Cannon and Red Ice Black Dragon Sword. Yeah, this is basically the Claw of Hermos with a dragon monster, but it's of course based on Red Ice Black Dragon. So we need either the Ritual Monster or we need the Claw of Hermos to be used with Red Ice Black Dragon. Until then, let's remove his monster. Oh, he has Sakuretsu armor, which, yeah, destroys attacking monsters. I mean, I could have said instead of Kamen Rider, which I didn't actually watch, I just know about it. Power Rangers, like they were basically heroes in fancy armor suits. Power Ranger, now that is something I am more familiar with, so yeah. Okay, machine duplication. Oh boy. Okay, well. At least I have Dimensional Prison to protect myself against that big monster, but I will still take a lot of damage. In fact, that would have been lethal damage if I haven't removed. Yeah, because there's 2000. Yeah, it would have been more than enough to finish me off. Now, please give me something that I can actually use. Okay. We'll try this again, I suppose. I mean, there's no point for me to linger on. I'll surrender and restart. You can change the effect of Lord of Red to your own card. Yeah. That is if I can actually get out Lord of Red. Hang on, I'll just be a sec, I need to get some more water. Good thing it's against NPCs, so they can wait all they want. I still have Battle Warrior. Come on. Battle Warrior. Weakest monster that doesn't do anything, it doesn't synergize with anything. Okay. Alright. Ooh, advanced ritual art. That's good. But we still don't have the ritual monster. Maybe Grace for Charity can help. The card that's so good it's never gonna be unbanned unless they nerf it. Oh, okay. Well. Yeah, I pretty much had it with the Battle Warriors. I'm just gonna discard them. They serve their purpose. I'm gonna set Red Eye Spirit, and now I'm gonna use Advanced Ritual Art. I'm gonna special summon Lord of Red by sending a Red Ice Black Dragon and a Flammable Guard, I suppose, yeah, because it's a level 8, so it needs... So ritual monsters need tributes equal to their level. Their total level. So basically a level 7 plus level 1 equals level 8. Synchro monsters ended up being pretty similar to this. Oh, and I also have pre-preparation of rites, so this allows me to add a ritual spell from my deck to my hand. I still have another copy of Red Ice Transmigration, and I can also add my second Lord of Red. Okay, great. I don't think Joey actually used Lord of Red, but it is a reference to when he used some kind of card to transform Red Ice Black Dragon into an armor around himself. Or I think he just used the Claw of Hermos to make it a sword. Something along those lines. Yes, that's something that's distinguished from Synchro Summoning, which requires exact levels. Yeah, if you have a level 9 levels total, or a level 9 monster, you can still... It has to be... Like, some ritual spells specify, but not a lot of them specify you need exactly the level of the monster, but others are like level of the monster or more. But there are some rulings, such as, let's say you have a level 7 monster, a level 4 monster, and a level 2 monster. You can use the level 7 and the level 2 to bring out a level 8, but you can't use the level 7 and level 4. Like, you can't go really over the values if you could pay less. So you can't overpay if you could pay less. I don't know if I'm making sense, and normally why would you even do that? Okay, I'm gonna use Red Ice Spirit on my opponent's turn to bring back Red Ice Black Dragon. And now I can use Lord of Red, which whenever something is activated, card effect is activated except Lord of Red, you can target one spell or trap card. Okay, I'm gonna choose spell or trap card. Seal of Orichalcos can't be unfortunately destroyed. At least you have to use 2 cards to destroy it. So chose Call of the Haunted. Okay. Well, it's not gonna be around for long though, because I know I can bring out my second Lord of Red, and then with 2 of them I can really rack shit up. So I'm gonna use Red Ice Transmigration, and I'm gonna use Lord of Red's effect. The first effect is time targeting a monster to destroy it. So I'll tribute the Alligator Sword and Rise Black Dragon. So here I had the choice to either tribute my Lord of Red as 1 tribute, or use the Red Ice Black Dragon and the Alligator Sword, but you notice that this card was not highlighted once I picked Red Ice Black Dragon. I couldn't like overpay. I had to use the minimum possible amount. But yeah, let's get on with it, shall we? So these are once per turn effects, but it's not a hard once per turn as they would call it. Okay, with this I can get rid of Seal of Orichalcos. Potentially, once I use both effects. So there's a thing called hard once per turn, and then it's clear in the card text, it says that you are not allowed to use the effect of a card with the same name. Like, what I'm trying to say, for example, like if it said, like if it said once per turn during either player's turn, you can target 1 spell or trap card. If I had the other copy, then I could use Lord of Red's. Like I could use with the second copy of Lord of Red's effect too. But if it said you cannot use the effect of Lord of Red more than once per turn, then it would be a hard once per turn. So it means additional copies, or if I resummon it somehow, it will not work. Okay, right now we gotta deal with that Red Eyes Black Dragon. So we have Graceful Charity. I'll get rid of Red Eyes Transmigration, that's not gonna help me. Claw of Hermos. You know what? I'll get rid of Pot of Greed. I'm gonna make it harder for myself. Okay, I will resurrect my... Actually, I will resurrect just one small... No, that's not what I wanted. Damn it, and I missed the prompt for Lord of Red. Crap. No, actually I can still salvage this. Okay, now I'm gonna use it. I'll choose to destroy that traitor Red Eyes Black Dragon. Now Claw of Hermos can tribute my good old Battle Warrior. Can't believe this is like the third copy. He's actually running 3 copies of Battle Warrior. Okay, now I bring out Rocket Hermos Cannon. So this is something that are common with all these fusion monsters that Joey has, that they become instantly an equipment to another monster. And I have to be careful because it says target one other face-up monster. So it can, if I don't have any monsters, I basically equip it to my opponent and make things easier for them. Okay, so what does this do? It can make a second attack during each battle phase, also if it attacks... Oh, perfect, okay. There we go. So I will deal piercing battle damage to this monster. Ancient Gearbox, okay, this is again looking into the future. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and further on, and... Yeah, because of my misplay, I was unable to... I think I could have finished him off that turn, but it's fine. Holy crap. Okay. And I couldn't use its effect because it was the battle phase, right? Yeah, it was the so-called damage step. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has this weird rulings around the battle phase. It has like different steps, and when the battle occurs, like in the middle of the battle, there's battle step, damage step, and there are effects that happen in the damage step, and only certain effects can occur during it, like attack and defense increasing, or when monster is destroyed, it's substituted with something else, but I couldn't use Lord of Red's effect, so I'm kind of impressed that the AI found a way around it. I'm just gonna activate this right now, Scapegoat. It summons 4 sheep tokens. It's kind of, I found it funny that it's called Scapegoat, like the scapegoat, someone you blame things on, but it actually uses sheep tokens rather than goat tokens. I mean, sheep can have these horns too, just like goats, I suppose, but yeah. I mean, they are more of a sheep horn than goat horn. Okay. Can't believe a level 4 monster got rid of that powerful ritual monster. Like, you can see that these are actually cards from the future. Oh! Yeah, I got rid of this Black Dragon, but one other thing about these tokens is that I cannot use them for a tribute summon. So, yeah. I can't actually bring out my savior of Red Eyes Black Dragon. Okay. Damn it, 400 life points left and I'm gonna lose this. Unless I get something good right now. Well, if I summon something that is stronger than this 1000 attack, but yeah, it doesn't help because they could just boost its attack. Yeah, by the level of them we can special summon. Okay. Right, breakthrough skill. This can be useful. It negates monster effects. Yeah, so if they would go in for a killing blow, I can negate the effects of that spot 1. So I survive another turn. Ancient gearbox. Yeah, if this goes through, I lost, so yeah. Gotta go with that. Take less damage, and I survive with 1000 life points left. The nice thing about breakthrough skill is that I can use it again from the graveyard to negate face-up effect monsters. So I can negate their desk spot, and yeah. Okay, let me read all of their monster effects though. Discard is head from the deck, Earth Mischief, okay. If 2 or more machine type monsters special summon at the same time while this card is in the graveyard, you can special summon this card. Cute little cards, right? And they, I guess like they're called desk bots because they are based on items you could find around your desk, like pencils, pencil sharpeners, and so on. Toy figures, lightsaber too, apparently. I think that's a lightsaber. Or flashlight, or something. But yeah, so Rocket Warrior, that's 500 life attack stronger. But wait. I take no battle damage, my opponent still takes the battle damage, so I'm gonna use breakthrough skill to negate their desk bot number 4. Then I'll normal summon Rocket Warrior and we'll bring this to the explosive band. Wait, hang on a sec. If this card, not other desk bots. Okay, so this card cannot save it. I could also attack, of course, Ancient Gearbox, but I'm really proud of this use of light stick because you gotta avoid copyright, yeah. Ooh, the fucking Seal of Orichalcos actually comes into play here. I cannot attack the weaker monsters. Okay, I lost this one. Should have negated... Oh, Despot 1. Damn it. If I negated Despot 1, it would have gone down to only 1000 attack and I would have won. Damn it. Forgot about Seal of Orichalcos' other effects. Okay, surrender, and this time I will try with my own deck. As they say, 3rd time's a charm. This game is surprisingly hard if you don't use your own decks. Okay, this is one of the new ones that I created, but... let's use the... yeah, my own decks, the user decks. Oh, you can also filter about with different anime series. Okay. And do have a red ice deck, if I remember correctly. Yep, there we go. This guy in the portrait, by the way, Masked Atticus, he was the Red Ice user in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which we will get to today, hopefully. There's not much left of the original series. Now we're talking. Okay. I will use Red Eye's Insight, and I will send... I'll send Red Eye's Alternative Black Dragon to the graveyard, and I'll add Red Eye's Fusion to my hand. And with Red Eye's Fusion, I can bring out some more powerful monsters, such as Red Eye's Meteor Black Comet Dragon. Yeah, that's the full name. Is ideal starter. Not only has it a lot of attack, but it can send other monsters to the graveyard to inflict additional damage. If I want to inflict the most damage though, I will use the monster in my hand. Red Eye's Archfiend of Lightning. 1250. There we go. Set Red Eye Spirit, and I cannot normal summon or special summon other monsters when I activate Red Eye's Fusion, but I can still set monsters. So Red Eye's Baby Dragon is the perfect target. This is one of those monsters that you want to be destroyed, because then you can bring out a more powerful monster, and it becomes an equipped card too. Okay, there's the annoying Silophoric Calcos again. Stupid desk bots. Okay, he decides to just set a monster and pass. Red Eye's Black Comet Dragon has the bonus of summoning another monster in its place if it's removed from the field. But now though, I'll just bring it back. Red Eye's Archfiend of Lightning with Red Eye's Spirit. And then my turn. Red Eye's Wyvern. This is also one of those monsters that benefits from being in the graveyard. I believe in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX it was actually used, but yeah, Joey didn't have it back in the anime. It was the next possessor of the Red Eye's cards that use this. Okay, let's see, is it weak enough to be destroyed by Baby Dragon? Yep. So if these attacks go through... oh. I was gonna say, if these attacks go through, I am able to win the game this turn. Death Spot 4... okay, so it can potentially become stronger, but not strong enough, and yeah, there you go. I mean, they could have saved themselves by, you know, just boosting the attack so that they don't take that much damage, but yeah. I think he just wanted to have it. You did it, you won, goodbye. It's my fault. Don't be silly, Mai. I caused my own downfall. I thought if I won, I could make you forget about Joey Wheeler. But now I understand why he meant so much to you. The guy's got heart. Look what the Orichalcos dragged in. My former employee. Now it's Mrs. Valentine's turn to send me a soul, or to give up her own. How pathetic. He deserved this. Hold on. Vela may have annoyed me, but no one deserves to have their soul taken away and then held captive by some power-hungry psychopath. I don't care who they are. Huh. You know what, Mai? As long as that Orichalcos thing has control over your mind, I'll never be able to talk sense into ya. As a matter of fact, the only way I can save you at this point is to duel ya. Try saving yourself. I'm doing just fine without your help. Didn't you learn if you cramp my style, you end up in a world of hurt? Yeah, he's a lot bitchier than previous seasons. I understand everything now, Ma. You forgot what dueling is all about, so I'm here to remind you. Oh, crap, this again, Heart of the Cards. No, you just said it yourself. She's brainwashed with the power of Orichalcos or something. You gotta destroy that. Think you're gonna teach me us about dueling? You're wasting your time. The seal of Orichalcos. So, yeah, at this point they duel again and Joey actually wins. The duel isn't interrupted anymore. But obviously because it would be the same duel, they're not gonna show it to us. You're wrong, I never attacked you, didn't lose the duel. I won't let the Calcos take you away, Joey. It's too late for that. I already lost the duels. Oh, Mai actually wins this duel, never mind. And Joey's soul is taken away. Mai broke free of Dart's influence over her, but Joey's soul was captured by the Orichalcos. How could I be so selfish? You're the closest friend I ever had, and oh, she's friend-zoning him too now. Yeah, poor Joey. I mean, this became a staple. He also got taken out of commission by Merrick in season 2, so he was just a punching bag for a lot of the series, but he was a good friend. I'll give him that. I'll make him regret the day he met my Valentine. No way. What happened? He lost the duel. Wait, does that mean... Yes, his soul belongs to Darts now. Okay, and this is... I wonder if they're gonna mention everything. This was a pretty fateful duel in the series. The funny thing is that it started out with like almost no stakes and then suddenly it became high stakes. Yugi and his friends found Joey, but it was too late. Joey's soul had been taken away by the Orichalcos. What's going on here? Don't you see? Joey must have defeated Vayne and I showed up. She did this to him, I'm sure of it. That's true. However, there's only one person we can really blame for all of this. I think you know who I mean. He hides safely in his fortress while others do his dirty work. Well, not anymore. Yugi arrived at Dart's fortress, Paradius' headquarters, and found an unconscious Mai. Mai, say something. She must have been in a duel, and it appears she lost. Both the duel and her soul. I must put an end to this. So she had like a change of heart, but yeah, it was too late. She lost. It's about time he showed up. This doesn't concern you, Raphael. I'm here to see Darts. Is your master so much of a coward that he sent you to do his battles for him? Not quite, but first, why don't you take this? It's a claw of Hermos, Joey's card. So you're the one who defeated Joey, aren't you? No, it was clearly mine. What are you talking about? Actually, Mai beat Joey, then I defeated her. But why? Wasn't Mai on your side? Never trusted her, and it turns out I was right all along. After she took Joey's soul, she turned on us. Biggest mistake she ever made. Wake up, can't you see that your so-called Master Darts is just using you to satisfy his own selfish needs? If you really want to save the world, then stop fighting me and join my side. As soon as the great beast is revived, I'm afraid your side will no longer exist, Pharaoh. All I need to get started is one more strong soul, and the sacred seal of Orichalcos will take care of that. Once I take you down, the winner leaves a free man and the loser becomes a prisoner to the beast. You're on. If that's what it takes to see my friend, then let's duel. And once... Wait, there were 2 duels against Raphael. Are they skipping the first one? Okay. Yeah, I think they're skipping the first one. Alright. Let's try the story deck. Hopefully it's better than Joey's story decks. Kinda had a pretty decent deck too, although maybe I just got lucky with the draws. Okay, 0 gravity. Change the battle positions of all face-up monsters. Banish all other cards controlling in your hand. Yeah, this is heavily nerfed compared to the anime version. Card of Sanctity in the anime, it was like used whenever the duelist had to refresh their hand. It allows both players to draw cards until they have 5 cards in their hands, but yeah. In real life it's pretty garbage, so I'm gonna get rid of it. It would put me at too much of a disadvantage. And I think I'll send Dark Magician, because that would boost Dark Magician Go's attack, but more importantly I have Monster Reborn, so I can actually bring out Yugi's signature monster right now. Its own animation. Sure, I'll set Mystical Space Typhoon too, why not? And it's your move, Raphael. Yeah, I think in one of the parodies I heard it was called Dark Magician and Dark Magician with boobies, so yeah. That's basically what Dark Magician is right now. It lives in the shadow of his own apprentice, the Dark Magician Go. Okay, I'm gonna use the Zero Gravity, and that forces all monsters into defense position right now. But on my turn I can switch Dark Magician to attack mode and then attack over Raphael's monster, and I'll use Mystical Space Typhoon to get rid of any threats. Oh, my body has a shield, okay. Right, the Claw of Hermos. I forgot that he also inherited Joey's dragon when he lost his soul. I mean, I guess it needed a new owner. And this was in fact Raphael's signature card back in the anime, so I'm glad they're faithful to that. Oh, Guardian Dreadseed, so they're faithful to even that. And Dreadseed, so when... If a Guardian Aetos is destroyed, wow, how lucky that he has it in his hand then. By battle or card effect sent to the graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand. When this card is special summoned, you can equip one Reaper Sight Dreadseed from your deck to this card. You cannot normal special summon monster, but you can normal set if this card, so it does block the opponent from other special summons. If this card is sent from the field to the grave, send one card from your hand to the graveyard. If you do special summon this card from the graveyard. Oh, so it's difficult to get rid of. And yeah, Reaper Sight, Red Sight, it just... Like on its own, it's a terrible card because it can only equip to a specific monster and it only gives it 500 attack, but that's more than Dark Magician, so... That's unfortunate. Hopefully there's something in my extra deck that I can use. Oh! There's Guardian Sword Aetos. Or Celestial Sword Aetos. Big monster gain when this card on field, you can target. Okay. Well, let's hope Graceful Charity saves us. Draw 3 new cards. Okay, 3 Dark Magician Goes. Nothing I can do with them though. Electromagnetic Turtle is decent because it can be banished from the graveyard to end the battle phase, but I think I'll rather discard one of the Dark Magician Gods. Rope of Life. When a monster is destroyed by battle, discard your entire hand and target one of those monsters, special summon it, and if you do... Okay, so it can bring back Electromagnetic Turtle if I set it and it's destroyed, but at the cost of my entire hand, which I don't care for very much. So you know what, I'm just gonna discard Electromagnetic Turtle right now, even though that means I can summon a monster and yeah, pass. Yeah, I'm not gonna be taking that 5,000 even, not 500 damage. Thank you very much. Wait, is this becoming stronger and stronger? Because it had 500 when this guy sent it. Oh, 500 attack for each banished monster, like... Oh, never mind. So it's 500 from this, 500 of that. Forgotten, okay. What keeps boosting its attack then? Send one card. Oh, it doesn't just give it 500 attack for each monster in the graveyard. So basically I made it stronger with Graceful Charity. And yeah, okay. Well, Claw of Hermos, I could use this with Queen's Knight, but that wouldn't help. Oh, Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight, that would be awesome, but I would need the Eye of Timaeus for that. Or Amulet Dragon. So yeah, my only out is Dark Magician Girl the Dragon Knight. Which actually I put Yuri to use that in her deck in the big tournament. I think actually it was used initially, but then... No, I'm not gonna use Sorrow because it would be too great of a cost to discard my entire hand. And it wouldn't help too much either. Except it would have helped if I brought it back, because then with King's Knight I couldn't have known that I would draw King's Knight. Then I could have special summoned Jack's Knight, which wouldn't have done a lot, but then I could have used Claw of Hermos. Okay, in hindsight is 50-50 they say. Okay, well, probably gonna lose this, but let's try to learn more about his deck at least. Guardian Kaiest cannot be summoned unless you control Rod of Silence. Spell effect cannot be targeted by attacks, but does not prevent your opponent from attacking directly. Interesting. And wanna bet that this mermaid, sexy mermaid card has also been censored probably in the English version. Anyway, let's end it right now. Arsenal Summoner, add one Guardian. Heck with it, I'm gonna use it. Even though it means I have to give up on all my Dark Magician girls. But I'm as good as dead if I don't bring back my King's Knight. At least it has additional attack now. But yeah, I have no way of dealing with Dreadseed. Good old Kuribo, okay. I'm gonna make use of Kuribo then. Okay, so if he only had Guardian Kaiest, I couldn't attack it, but I could attack directly. But because he has other monsters, I'm forced to attack them, so... yeah. And I just keep making Guardian Dreadseed stronger. Or Dreadside. Just giving it all the attack boost. Okay. Just like in the anime, Kuribo saves my hide. Guardian Aeatos, okay. Alright, I'll give this one more shot because it seems like a decent deck. I just got unlucky with the draws. Okay, Kuri Bandit. Yeah, Kuribo as a pirate, why not? During the end phase, if this card was normal, somebody contribute it, excavate, yeah. Well, let's just... I lost either way, so let's just tribute it and let's see what... Oh, there's the Eye of Timaeus. Would have been nice to draw it while I had the Dark Magician go. Jack's Knight, yeah. Oh, and just to insult me, another Eye of Timaeus. Okay. Oh, same artwork as original. Okay, so it wasn't meant to be sexy, I see. Okay, well... Okay, I laughed because he destroyed his own monster because of Seal of Orichalcos, but I forgot that Guardian Dreadseed can come back, and I would have lost either way because of the attack boost. But still, it was a very stupid AI move. Okay. Let's try again. If only they gave me some extra rewards for winning the duels with story deck, because unlocking the duelists or the portraits, you can do that with either by winning the duel with your own deck or the story deck, but story deck is like almost hard mode, and yeah, I wish they would give me an additional reward, additional incentive to use that. Okay, 2 graceful charities. 3, wow, so Yugi is cheating real hard right now. Not only is he using 1 copy of a banned card, using 3 copies. And despite this, I still lost last time. Okay. I think I'm gonna use Kuri Bandit, why not? Magical Hats can go away for now. Okay, I'm gonna get rid of the high level monsters. Yeah, Kuri Bandit. For some added protection, I will use Monster Reborn to bring back my Dark Magician. And yeah, during my end phase I can now use Kuri Bandit's effect. Yeah, just got a chili in Yamiyuki, well said. Pot of Greed, I wonder what that does. Okay, Eye of Timaeus. I'm gonna add that probably because I never get to use it. Or Dark Magic Curtain is also not bad. Pot of Greed, yeah, I just draw 2 cards. So from head advantage perspective that would make the most sense, but I'm gonna use Eye of Timaeus. And I'll send the rest to the graveyard, yeah. It's kind of a double-edged sword again, because yeah, I can see how quickly I can put things into the graveyard with Graceful Charity, Kuri Bandit, but Guardian Dreadseed will keep on gaining effects with it. Alright, time to bring out the sexy Dragon... Wait, what? Oh, target 1 Dark Magician, monster you control. Oh, Dark Magician girl cannot be in the hand. Oh, that's stupid. Again, I failed because I didn't read the full card effects. Oh, I guess Amulet Dragon is also decent. So Amulet Dragon, when it's... Oh, look at all these copies of Graceful Charity. It can banish I think it can banish all spell cards in the graveyard when it's summoned. Nope. Okay, that's what I wanted to press. And then it gains an attack boost. Also, additionally, I believe when it's destroyed, it's a floater and it will float into Dark Magician. Right? I remember correctly. If this card is destroyed, you can target one spellcaster and special summon. Okay, yeah. Okay, now with the Claw of Hermos, I could bring out Goddess Bow. Target one other face-up monster, equip it while it negates the first effect activated by opponent each battle phase. After that, the equipped monster can make a second attack during the battle phase. So it's not as good as the Hermos cannon, but it's still decent. Yeah, I wanted to bring out this one because this could have destroyed the Swords of Revealing Light. Because it says, with the buff with the Eye Timaeus, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, then target one face-up card, destroy that target. It can be used on either player's turn, but suppose what's done is done. I'll just set this monster for some extra protection and then my turn. And if Queen's Knight lives, then next turn I can do the combo with King's Knight. That's a big if, of course. And there's the Seal of Orichalcos. Now there's the Arsenal Summoner. And he added Guardian Dread Sight. But I believe that can only be summoned if Guardian Aeatos is destroyed, so I think I'm still good. Especially if I have this lovely little thing called Mystical Space Typhoon that's gonna get rid of that annoying Swords of Revealing Light. Now I will use the Claw of Hermos. And oh, my controller is going a bit crazy. There we go. To go into Goddess Bow, and Goddess Bow gets equipped to Amulet Dragon. And with this I can potentially attack twice. Let's see what's the face down card is. Nope, nothing. I got it under control, I think. Oh, it's already been almost 2 hours. How time flies. I thought I would be done with the Yu-Gi-Oh era by now, but I guess the game had other plans. I'm forced to use Amulet Dragon, even though I would rather attack directly with it. It's kinda screwed too because Guardian Aeatos can be special summoned from the hand if they have no monsters in the graveyard, but right now they have plenty. Okay, well, wrong order. Could have used Queen's Knight first and then King's Knight. I guess I'll just sacrifice my King's Knight for the pretty little Dark Magician girl. And if I get the second Eye of Timaeus, I might even get the Dragon Knight. And she gets the attack boost from all the Dark Magicians in the graveyard. Oh, and that's game actually, unless he has A way to survive. Nope. There you go. So in the anime, Yugi actually lost his first duel against Raphael, and he ended up using Scylla Poricalcos. So Raphael somehow tricked him to use Scylla Poricalcos, and that basically turned Yugi evil, and he lost the duel. But instead of losing his own soul, the regular Yugi, the modern Yugi, he sacrifices himself. So for a while we don't see both Yugis, we just see the Pharaoh, and the Pharaoh does all kinds of messed up things in this arc, and he I don't know if you're familiar with the famous Berserker Soul moment in the original Yu-Gi-Oh series. I can link it to you if you don't know about it. Hang on. Yu-Gi-Oh! Berserker Soul. Preferably the Japanese version. Yeah, there it is. It is in season 1, but if you haven't watched... Oh, yeah, no, never mind. It's the first series, but not in season 1. So let me just link it and play it, because just the audio of it is iconic. It is... Also, I don't want to play the video because copyright, probably, so... I don't know how this user got away with clipping a moment from the anime. Then again, nowadays I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is available for free. On at least some episodes on YouTube, so... I don't know what's the current copyright. Oh, it doesn't have the translation. Let me see. Is there no subbed version of this? Oh, there we go. Yugi loses his composure. That's. I think that's the better one, because that one has. That one explains more, and it has subtitles too. So yeah, at this point I'm gonna pause it. So at this point Yugi thought that his opponent, Weevil, had the soul card of his partner, and he pretends that he will give it to him, but then he mocks him and just rips it in half, and he thinks that it's his partner's soul and that it's lost forever now, so he, like the video says, loses his composure. Yeah, Haga is the Japanese name of Weevil. Oh, he admits that it was a regular card, even. Like it was just a joke, but yeah, Yugi doesn't take the joke very well. Hang on, I will stop the music. Insect asshole. Wow. Oh, you saw it, yeah. And it was apparently censored a bit in the English version. Like in the English version, I think he attacks only like 5 times. Only, it still was an overkill, but in the Japanese, I think he attacks 7 times. So it's even more brutal. It looks. I'm just gonna play this because, yeah, we can't see this moment right now. But the Berserker Soul moment became a well-known meme in the Yu-Gi-Oh community. Okay, let's count. So 1 additional attack. Second additional attack, that's enough to finish him off. But he keeps going. Third card. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Yeah, it was 7. I think they lowered it to 5. And they would have been an 8 attack, but then Thea stops him. He's even panting like a berserker, like an angry berserker. Yeah. So, yeah, the draw monster card, though. It was a famous moment, and they eventually did release a Berserker Soul card, but it was nerfed quite a bit. It doesn't allow you to attack additional times, but you can keep on drawing it if you're lucky. Up to 7 times, I guess that's a reference to the additional 7 attacks, you can keep dealing 500 damage to the opponent. I might try that out someday. We'll see. I think we will not see it in this game, unfortunately, because they skipped that part where Yugi lost, or the Pharaoh lost Yugi's soul. You're right, thank you, I get it now. Everything I turned my back on is still here, and they'll always... Everything I turned my back on is still here, and they'll always be with me. Hey, the seal is gone. Where did it go? Doesn't it usually put on a big green laser show? Big green laser show, yeah, that's what you call losing your soul. Yeah, it usually takes someone's soul too. So how are you still here? I'm lost. I have a theory. The seal of Orichalcos is powered by the darkness within the person who plays it. But Raphael was able to conquer that darkness. So my soul was spared. I'm free. Yeah, and Raphael does actually end up helping them. Oh, hang on, I forgot to turn the sound back on. And we're skipping straight to the final duel between Yugi and Darts. I wonder if they are mentioning it, but yeah, there were some additional duels, like Kaiba finally took down Valen. Oh, the singing fish. You know, what makes this even funnier is that I was watching one of the Japanese streamer friends, Mochiko-ne-san, and she was also using the fishing game, and she was like surprised, and yeah, she left, but she didn't know the background story of the fish. And I had to explain it to her, like, yeah, there was like this crazy little contraption back in the 90s, and yeah. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I saw it on infomercials. That's how I'm familiar with it. Anyway, Duel with Darts. Yeah, Kaiba takes down his opponent, the guy that pretended to be Pegasus. I think we skipped that too. Here he just takes him down in the first duel. In the anime, he runs away before the duel can be concluded. Okay, yeah, Duel with Darts. Oh, why is my controller acting up again? After defeating Raphael, Yugi finally met Darts face to face. Darts! You're expecting someone else? Or Dartsy, I guess that's his official name. I guess in Japanese version it would be pronounced Dartsy. Well, due to the carelessness of my employees, I'm the only one left. You can't find good help these days. Look, I want my company back, so can the small talk. Is that so? Well, guess what? We all want something. As for me, I want your souls. For the last time, release our friends. That's not possible. What do you mean? I mean, they're already being put to use. As we speak, their life energy supplies power of the most devastating creature that ever lived. Oh great, now what? My 10,000-year-old collection is almost complete. Once I get yours, my beast can rise. Hold on, you've been collecting souls all those years? Do you know how many lives you've destroyed? Millions. Well, maybe billions even, but yeah. So some of those people lived in the past? Now you're catching on. Ever since the great Leviathan was laid to rest, I've been gathering the energy necessary to fuel its rebirth. Come on, you expect us to believe in that chunk? I love how Seto Kaiba still is skeptical of all the magical stuff despite everything that he saw. It's like Brian Griffin being still an atheist even though he met God and Jesus several times in the series. Ye of little faith, just duel me and I promise I'll make a believer out of you, for when you lose, there will be no denying my power. So in the anime, Yugi and Kaiba duel darts together. It was like, actually, I think that was one of the longest duels in the anime. It was a 6-parter. Kaiba eventually loses, and yeah, then it's just the Pharaoh versus darts. But let's see. Can I defeat him on my own and on first try? Oh, we have all 3 legendary dragons with us. Interesting. The Fang of Critias. Didn't get to show this off. But what's up with this shitty hand, though? Okay, so the Claw of Hermes could use the Dark Magician God to go into Time Magic Hammer. Is that it? Okay, the Eye of Timaeus could also be used to go into Dark Magician go to Dragon Knight. Oh, there's the powerful Mirror Force Dragon. And there's like the ultimate monster, the combination of the 3. So Legendary Knight Timaeus must be special summoned by sending the above cards you control to the graveyard. It cannot be special summoned by other ways, you do not use polymerization. Wait. Where the discard bed this time. Okay. So these does say this card is always treated as Legendary Dragon Timaeus. This card is always treated as Critias, so let's test this theory out right now, because my theory is if I set all these 3 cards and then I can send them to the graveyard and special summon the fusion monster, but let's see. Die of Timaeus set. The Claw of Hermes set. Fang of Critias set. Did I actually get a lucky hand? No, I cannot use it like this. Wait, how the heck am I supposed to summon this then? I think there's like another monster that can do that for me, but yeah. Yeah, I can't play anything else right now anyway, because Time Magic Hammer is useless. I can't equip it to anything on its own. It's just a 500 attack monster. Anyway, I'm gonna take a quick break. I need a bathroom trip, and I'll be right back. It's been over 2 hours anyway. I should be taking a break. Yeah, I guess I need the actual cards, but as far as I know, there are no actual cards. Maybe there's one. We'll see. We'll see.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りしました。
Oh, did I forget to actually press the BRB button, and I wasn't even muted. Okay. Well, I guess you heard me opening and closing doors then, and hopefully nothing else. Well, it was on my checklist, I think, during my anniversary of the scuff. That can happen during the stream, so you know what, it's fine. You know what, just symbolically, I'm gonna go to the and we can pretend that never happened. I'm back. Oh, Jesus. Right off with a giant red sea snake. Why did he set that first? Okay. It's weird. Oh, and I basically lost already. Because of my stupid hand. And this is the only thing I can do. I can use my Dark Magician Girl to summon the Time Magic Hammer. And guess what? It's gonna get equipped to the opponent's monster because I don't actually have any other monsters. And yeah, Fang of Critias and Eye of Timaeus doesn't help either. Wait, let me read Legendary Knight, Timaeus the Knight of Destiny. Yeah, it's not from the graveyard, it's sending from fear to graveyard, okay. Well, I mean, you know what, I'm not gonna surrender. I wanna see what else Darts has in his deck so I know what to expect, because I was going in blind. Okay, so he has a bunch of spell cards that boost his attack. Okay, let's see how it is. Protect your life points. Okay. Well, we can pretend that that was just a warm-up. Let's try that again. Ah, so this is how you did. You used Legend of Heart. Special summon. Yeah, tribute one warrior monster. And pay 2093 legendary dragon spells with different names from your hand. But yeah, they actually have to be in the graveyard. Okay. Well, let's start with the good old Graceful Charity. Actually, no, I wanna make use of these for once. Claw of Hermos can go, I suppose. And Dark Magician Girl could still be useful though. And Queen's Knight as well, so I guess Alpha the Magnet Warrior, okay. And then with the second Graceful Charity. Ah, now I remember, there are, yeah, you have these guys. Legendary Knight Hermos. When this guy specials, we can target from, yeah. So I need to set it up so that I have all three of the special spell cards, I have all three monsters, and that I have a warrior monster as well. I got it now. I think, yeah, I'll get rid of this, and as much as it hurts me, if I want an inkling of a chance to use Legend of Heart, I will need to have the others in the graveyard. The Big Shield Gardener will protect me for a while, hopefully. Legendary Knight Hermos, right. Like, this Legend of Heart card is very harsh on its conditions. Like, you need to tribute a warrior monster, you need to pay 2000 life points, and you must have specific cards in the graveyard and in your hand for it to be really worth. Well, Big Shield Gardener protected me for exactly one attack. Wonderful. Are you kidding me? Shouldn't have gotten rid of the other card. Okay, well, again, there's no point in doing this. This deck is terrible, but maybe I can somehow do that anime moment where I successfully use Legend of Heart. Of course, I won't be able to use it now because I have less than 2000 life points. Oh boy. Just to insult me, I get a... Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna waste any more time. I see Darth's strategy, basically level 4 normal monsters that get boosted, and I basically just get the anime deck, which helps, which works if you have the help of the Heart of the Cards, but yeah, terrible otherwise. Should be like a separate achievement for summoning the legendary Demise, the Knight of Destiny card. Okay, so let me check again. Oh yeah, the materials are Legendary Knight, not the Legendary Dragons. Okay. Right. Okay, somewhat better hand. This one cannot be destroyed by battle with monster attack. Excuse me, that's actually good for me. Because he might boost his monsters. Let's see if we can get rid of his face down monster, by the way. Nope. Venom Cobra, okay. Another GX era card. But yeah, this was used by Professor Viper. He has the Venom archetype. And there's the Seal of Orichalcos again. It basically goes with just raw strength, as far as I'm concerned. Oh! Oh, that's why he used that. Oh wow, he managed to bring out Orichalcos Shunoros. And this card gains for each monster. Okay, yep, there we go. Mirror Force, there it is. Okay, so we could use it now, or we bring out Mirror Force Dragon. They're going to start to attack by an opponent's card. In fact, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls, so very good. I think I'd rather go with the dragon then. Mirror Force Dragon. And I can't attack Orichalcos Shunoros because it's the weaker monster, so I'll need to go with the bigger one. And yeah, so this card becomes, it gains 500 attack from the Seal of Orichalcos, and gains 100 attack for each monster I control. Face up level for normal monsters. It cannot be stimulated by card effects, so yeah, that's additional protection. And I suppose I could set this, but then I'll make Orichalcos Shunoros more powerful. I might risk them overrunning me. No, I'm just gonna keep it like this. Man, I forgot. Oh yeah, he has a bunch of normal monsters, I bet, to really take advantage of the heart of the underdog. Pretty cool deck, I must say. Now there's legendary Knight Critias. Great. I forgot that Mirror Force Dragon destroys all cards. That's pretty insane. Of course, the opponent might just decide not to attack or use a card effect to destroy everything. So maybe in modern Yu-Gi it's not that good, but yeah, it's a good effect to have around. Well, that's it for the Orichalcos Shunoros. Shield of a normal monster. Oh, it's a Gemini monster, right. Attack one level for dark monster, it can attack one directly. Well, that's not gonna happen. I end my turn. So if he just draws a bunch of normal monsters, that's not gonna be good. Okay, I guess he drew an effect monster because Heart of the Underdog didn't trigger. Okay, well, finally I have a good use for this one. I use the Claw of Hermos. Ooh, I could sacrifice my dragon right now, but why would I? That's like my best option. Hello, Mao. I actually restarted the duel twice because I had a terrible hand, but now I finally have a good hand. I did find out how am I supposed to summon that big fusion monster though. Okay, I think the best option actually is Rocket Cannon Hermos, so that I can attack twice. Although that means I have to get rid of this guy. You know what? It's pretty hard to bring out and not the best to use, yeah. Oh, very nice. I've also been drinking a bunch of chamomile tea recently because it's getting cold and it feels good and it's good for digestion and everything, so yeah. And it's good for my voice too, especially if I speak a lot. You might say I need my voice for my job too, because you know, especially if I'm in customer support and I have to take phone calls, I need to be able to talk to the clients. British tea, well, that's still good. Okay. Yeah, he's not actually stupid enough to attack, because thanks to Mirror Force Dragon... Oh! Really? Ojama Trio? Again, a card from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which we'll see soon enough. Yeah, this basically creates a bunch of monsters that cannot be tributed for tribute summon, and they basically block my field, but... Wait, what are these? These are beasts, okay. I could still use the Claw of Hermos on this monster, but Mirror Force Dragon alone can pretty much turn the tide of the game, because when a monster you control is targeted for an attack or by an opponent's card effect, then I can destroy all cards my opponents control, so all cards. It's a lot better than regular Mirror Force, so yeah. Sure, I'll use Claw of Hermos. But this time I will use my Dark Magician Girl and make it into a Time Magic Hammer. Yeah, I mean, in modern Yu-Gi-Oh! People could go around it more easily, and they would have negate effects for the destruction, but yeah, it's still pretty damn good. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna end this duel without the help of the legendary knights. Well, I guess the one legendary knight became a rocket cannon, so he is helping. And there it is. You lose, Darts. Your 10,000 year quest is finally over. It can't. I've come too close. All I need is one more powerful soul, and the great Leviathan will rise from the depths of the earth. Too little, too late. Our duel comes to an end. Now release the souls of my friends. Everyone else you held captive. Urgh. Darts failed to capture Yamigi's soul, but Darts merged his own soul with his Leviathan to revive the beast instead. So yeah, we're not gonna see it here, but got that 99% complete, yeah. So he basically just sacrificed his own soul, and that gave rise to the Great Leviathan, but at this point, let's see if they will say it. Yeah, Yugi retrieved the stolen Egyptian god cards and defeated Darts and his Leviathans once and for all. Yeah, he basically summoned the gods, and there's an actual pretty epic scene with the gods fighting the Leviathan. Let me see if I can find that scene and link it. Leviathan versus Egyptian gods. Yeah, I think I found it. Oh, it's Spanish subtitle. But yeah, this isn't an actual duel, this is like straight up monsters going at each other. It's just giant monsters. they're battling the sky too. Oh, and that floating thing you see there is Atlantis. Well, everyone's just watching, of course. Including the military. Yeah, they're there too for some reason. Also, it doesn't mention, but Darth's soul is also later redeemed. It turned out he was also driven crazy by the power of Orichalcos. And yeah, later on he is released. But yeah, it was actually brief but pretty epic fight between the gods and the Divine Serpent. And now, in this game... Hey look, all the gods did pull through. Seto actually praising the gods. Wow. Told you, that means everyone Darts captured is free. Is it really all over? Yup, we're safe now. Let's hit the road, folks. I'm sure there's someone else trying to take over the world back home. You know, the scary thing is he's probably right. I love how they can laugh about it. I think it's the military that eventually took Yugi and his friends to Darts' lair. I don't know how or why, but yeah, they were involved. But of course they were just watching from the sidelines because the problem had to be solved through dueling, not through military might and weapons. Okay, and right now we are at the final season, except we skipped the entirety of the final season and we're just going straight for the final duel. I guess they were a bit lazy, but to be fair, the final season, I think it only had a total of 2 duels, because they were in ancient Egypt at this point. Like, the pharaoh was reliving his memory, we see like the origins of the monsters and how the pharaoh sealed them away, and we also see the plans of Yami Bakura finally coming to fruition. He's trying to unleash, well, I mean, stop me if you heard this before, he's trying to unleash some kind of powerful monster that was sealed away for a while. Actually, I think he was like an avatar of someone called Dark Master Zork. And yeah. And also it was a bit confusing because we had like one part where Bakura and Yugi were just sitting at the table like they were playing some kind of tabletop RPG and they were narrating and stuff, and then we see ancient Egypt in which once again there's the pharaoh and Yugi's friends eventually get there too, Kaiba gets there too, and yeah, there's a whole bunch of things happening there. Eventually I think the final boss is released and then yeah, Bakura merges with it, and then Pharaoh also goes back to the past, the one that was sitting at the table, and merges with his past self. But yeah, eventually, I don't know if they explain it here, I'll just say it briefly. They seem like nothing they tried. They even unleash Exodia on Zork, but that doesn't kill him either. Yugi fuses Blackluster Soldier with Kaiba's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, but that isn't enough either. So finally, yeah, they were on a side quest where they had to uncover the pharaoh's name, and when the pharaoh, I think it was mentioned in the second season, even in this game, that the pharaoh, once he sealed away all the monsters, I guess to protect himself and from people undoing the magic, he erased his memory, including his name, and learning his name was the key to learning the ways to defeat the ultimate evil once and for all. And he learns his true name, which is Atem, A-T-E-M. And then he remembers what he needs to do. He fuses all the gods together into a new deity named Horakti, the creator of light, which is actually a real card, but I believe only one copy exists, and it's not tournament legal. It was drawn by the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh! Itself, and yeah, rest in peace Kazuki Takahashi. But it is, I think, featured in simulator games. Like, not this one, but I'll actually look it up. Horakti. Was it Holakti? Holakti, yeah, it's with an L, not an R. But yeah, Yugi finally summons this monster, and that is able to overpower Dark Master Zord. You can even see that, yeah, because it's one of the kind, there's only a Japanese version of it, but it's so difficult to bring out that if you do bring it out, you actually win the duel right away, which, you know, is like a symbol for the fact that you would be able to... Wait, I may be mistaken. Maybe it says here Duel Art Campaign Promotional Card, so 2011. So it's not unique. I'm wrong, forgive me, but I think it's not... Is it tournament legal? Because I've heard both versions, that it's not tournament legal and also... that it can be used. Yeah, but you need to sacrifice all the Egyptian gods, and they all need 3 tributes in the first place, so I've seen some videos in which people using duel simulators to bring it out. I think it's not tournament legal because in tournaments you can use both like the OCG and TCG cards, and because this card never came out in the TCG, you will not be able to use it. I don't know, I have to ask if Japanese people are actually dueling with this card, but yeah, this one never officially came out. Okay, but let's see. Let's see the recap and see why Yugi is dueling himself here. Or at least the Pharaoh, as now we know Atem. Now that the Pharaoh saved the world, there was one last thing he had to do, move on to the afterlife. Wow, they really are just skipping the whole final arc with ancient Egypt. Guided by Mary, Kishiz and Odeon, the team went to a sacred underground temple that housed the gateway to the afterlife. To open the door, the Pharaoh had to seal away the Egyptian god cards and the 7 millennium items, and have one final duel, a ritual against Yugi. The duel would determine whether Yugi could now stand on his own and his own man and not need the Pharaoh's help anymore. And also, you know, lay someone to rest who has been stuck in the mortal realm for over 5,000 years. I think they say it's 5,000 years or so. This is the first time in my life that I have hoped for my opponent's victory. But in order for this duel to truly test our readiness to separate, I must fight with all of my strength. Pharaoh, now that you've left the Millennium Puzzle, I can't hear your thoughts anymore. But somehow I still know what you're thinking, and I feel the same way. If you taught me anything, it's to put your heart into your deck and duel with everything you've got. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Very inspirational. I just hope we actually got a proper deck. This one, yeah, was pretty emotional because Yugi probably didn't want to actually let go of his friend. But he knew that he had to move on. Both he and the Pharaoh had to also move on to the afterlife, so yeah. They actually split their... like they each created their own deck based on the deck that they already had, so yeah. Some cards the Pharaoh got to keep, some cards were in Yugi's possession, okay. Let's see, Silent Magician. This is actually the card that deliver the final blow in the duel. Let's see. We're gonna set... Oh, I ended up summoning. Whoops. And of course the Pharaoh is the one who had the god cards, so at some point poor Yugi had to go against all 3 Egyptian god cards. And he did beat them eventually, but yeah. Okay, the Tricky. Graceful Charity, Gazelle, the King of Mythical Beasts. Pot of Greed, of course, that too. Well, I could have saved myself 500 damage, but the Tricky with the 2000 attack would have overwhelmed my 1800 defense either way. Well, there's Mirror Force. Do need that. And yeah, Red Gadget. These were pretty good back in the day because whenever you normal summoned one, you can get another color to your hand. Like Red Gadget fetches Yellow Gadget fetches Green, Green fetches Red, and if you had a bunch of cards, I think they called it Gadget Smackdown or Gadget Lockdown. If you had enough support to get rid of the opponent's card, you had like an almost infinite supply of monsters to put on the field, and yeah. Right, right now I'm just baiting the Pharaoh, Yam Yugi, or Atem, as they never revealed in this game, but his real name is Atem. Go Gadget Yugi, yeah. Okay, King's Knight is summoned, but because Queen's Knight is not there... No Jack's Knight. Also Mirror Force. Ah, there's the good old Swords of Revealing Light. What the actual heck is going on here with this deck? Okay, Silent Swordsman level 7, must be Stressful summoned by Silent Swordsman level 5, Silent Magician level 8. Yeah, none of these I can summon traditional way. Yeah, I did watch Inspector Gadget a lot. I also saw the movie, which wasn't as good as the cartoon series, but yeah, Go Gadget. Go Gadget Rollerblades, Go Gadget Helicopter. I love how his... was it his niece, that girl? Yeah, it was his niece, I think, because Uncle Gadget. Right, her niece and the dog were the real brains behind the operation, but we know without his gadgets, they wouldn't have been able to save the day. Okay, Watapon. Well, Watapon is no use right now. Suppose I can set it as an extra protection, but I'd rather start thinning my deck further, so... Green Gadget. Hopefully I have... Oh! I have exactly one copy of each. Well, normally you would run all 3 copies of all 3 cards, not this BS. But yeah, Green Gadget can fetch Red Gadget and then just keep going. Fiend Sanctuary, okay, there's the Metal Fiend token. And it's gonna get tributed right away for Archfiend of Gilfer. That's not good. This rate is gonna defeat me before he even summons the god cards. Oh, I have Swords of Revealing Light myself, that's good. Can stall some more times. How does it feel, huh? Oh, big shield guard, now that... Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to go over that so easily. Yeah, I even have to... Problem is, if I do get rid of Archfiend of Gilfer, then it gets equipped to one of my monsters and it loses 500 attack. Which is not too bad, but... in this era where battling is key, it can be problematic. Okay, third Swords of Revealing Light. There's really no point in activating the other copies. You just let it expire and then keep on stalling, I suppose. I could get rid of Big Shield Garna, but at a heavy cost my life points. But I will do it because I don't want him to have access to 2 monsters for potential Dark Magician and whatnot. So Big Shield Garna for a level 4 monster, 2600 is a lot of defense, but once it is attacked, it is forced into the attack position. It has only 100 attack, so you can usually run over it if you have 2 monsters. Oh, there's the tricky, yep. I remember this from the anime. Atem did use the tricky. And there's Monster Reborn. Can I bring back something good though? Let's see what the Pharaoh has. Okay. Another tricky Jack's Knight, Gazelle, King's Knight. Oh boy. I could bring back one tricky. Okay, Soul Charge brings back monsters in my graveyard, but that doesn't help me either right now. Now what? I'll just bring back his tricky to his other tricky to, you know, trade the 2 trickies. Once again, reducing the number of monsters he has. Oh! The tricky spell 4. I actually had that card, so yeah. This is the spell card that only works if tricky is on the field. And this allows me to tribute him to tribute the tricky and summon 4 tricky tokens in defense position, but he can switch them to attack position next turn. And oh yeah, it's for each monsters that I control, so I'm in trouble right now, but I can get rid of one other tricky right now with this. This one is unfortunately too weak. Okay, I get one more turn with Swords of Revealing Light. Swords. I realized I said swords, but yeah, it's swords. The W is kinda silent. Okay, Witch of the Black Forest. And this one is destroyed. I can hopefully get a better monster, but yeah. Curious why he didn't switch to attack position, I guess because I had swords and he couldn't attack, but now his tricky tokens are vulnerable to... Oh, it cannot declare an attack, so the only use of tricky tokens is basically for tribute summoning and stalling. Okay. I mean, if they were able to attack and he could just summon like 4 or 5 2000 attack monsters, that would be pretty OP. Not as OP as some of the combos in modern Yu-Gi-Oh, but still, okay. So right now our biggest hurdle is one measly 2200 attack monster, and I'm stuck with these guys that I cannot summon because I need specific conditions. I love how he also refuses to put it in defense mode, in which we would have more defense and would be more difficult to get rid of, but oh well. Okay, let's see, Golden Sarcophagus. This was actually used in the anime. This allows us to remove one card from our deck, any card, and we get it 2 turns later. Like it's banished, but then you get it back. And so we can actually look through our whole deck and we can see how rubbish it is. Marshmallow is pretty good for stalling too. It cannot be destroyed by battle period, and when it's flipped face up, I inflict 1000 damage. See, Silent Magician, I would need that to be able to go into Silent Magician level 8, but level up. This could also work, but oh, I need to send normal level. Okay. Alright, I guess I'll pick Silent Magician level 4. And hopefully I can recreate the anime moment where I eventually level it up to 8 and then deal with my opponent's muscle. What does it even do? Oh, it's unaffected by spell effects. And it has a lot of attacks, so it's not that great, but hey, it's something. Okay, I'll just switch to defense position in case he gets over my Swords of Revealing Light somehow. Oh, there goes Queen's Knight. Good. I could also attack with Witch of Black Forest into Archfiend of Guilford, but then I take damage and I don't want to get too low. I'm pretty much in the danger zone already. If I look through my deck correctly, Summon Skull would be like my out here. Also, I don't have any, yeah, like, I pretty much have to rely on these level monsters. Like, at some point they printed a bunch of monsters that have like level 4, level 6, level 8 versions. But they are pretty difficult to bring out, so yeah. Right. Can bring this one out, so I'll send Witch of the Black Forest to the graveyard. This allows me to search out Summon Skull or Gandora. Yeah, he used this too. This is a pretty good one. Cannot be special summoned, so I need to pay 2 tributes to normal summon it. And then if I pay half my life points, I banish all cards or destroy as many cards in the field and banish them. Okay, destroy and banish first. There's an important distinction because some effects trigger when you destroy a card. If you just straight up banish them, then it may not trigger, so yeah. Once per turn during the end phase, this card is normal flip summon, send it to the graveyard. So it only lives 1 turn, so it's not the best card, but for emergencies it can be good. You know what, I'll just play it safe and add the good old Summon Skull or Archfiend Summon, as it would be called with the proper translation, and yeah, now I actually have the firepower to get over Archfiend of Guilford, and Yugi has Mirror Force. Wait, did he just set that? I think he just set that, yeah, because he would have used it already. Wow, okay. Never mind. And here I thought I would be able to finally bring out Silent Swordsman level 7. Well, no point in using that. Summon Skull will be my next out. There you go, finally got back Silent Swordsman, Silent Magician level 4. But just really need to put on more pressure, so I'll sacrifice the weak Watapon. So Watapon is great with Witch of Black Forest because when it's added to my hand with the effect of Witch of Forest's effect or any other card effect, I can straight up special summon it and then sacrifice it for and use it for other card effects. Okay, now my Summon Skull will get weakened, unfortunately, but it's fine. And on main phase 2, I will activate my final Swords of Revealing Light. I think this card is, even in real life, is currently legal at 3 copies, so you could run 3 copies of it and annoy your opponent. Oh, does he have the god cards per chance, and he has no way to summoning them. You know what? I'll just bring out Silent Magician. I think I could win here if I had summoned Beta the Magnet Warrior. Maybe. Because let's see what's the total damage. 1000. Yeah, but the thing is nowadays there's a lot of card removal, so it's not that good. Okay, I wouldn't have one anyway. Even with the extra 700 damage, I would be still 500 life points shy. Okay. So in the anime, the Pharaoh, at some point when he was having a hard time, he started using his willpower to will a strong card on top of his deck. So that was the true heart of the cards right there. Him using his willpower basically to cheat and get good cards. But I don't think it only worked when he was in a tough spot. Like, the power didn't actually work if he was already winning, so yeah. Alright, so could I end this with a bang right now? Let's see. I need to tribute 2 monsters for this, so that means I will have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 cards in total on the field. Yeah, you know what? Let's end this with a bang. And lay the Pharaoh finally to rest. So I'll tribute. Oh, never mind. That card gets destroyed. But I could set this one. And then I'll have 4 cards again. There we go, and for style points, exactly 1200 left. Now let's just hope the Pharaoh doesn't have Kuribo. He doesn't. Okay. Congratulations, well done. Yugi achieved a great victory for us both. I was focusing so hard on playing the game that I forgot that winning the duel would actually mean. By defeating you, I sent you away for good. No, you have opened the door for me. Thanks to you, my spirit can finally be at rest. So it was like I guess a bittersweet moment, a bittersweet victory, because yeah, it was a duel against a friend, and it would mean that he has to separate for good. I'll be back where I belong. Fate brought the two of us together for a reason, and we fulfilled our destiny. We protected mankind from the return of the Shadow Games, and we've both grown tremendously along the way. I think Ishizu actually mentions that Yugi is meant to be like a reincarnation of the Pharaoh. That's why he looks kinda like him. And that's why he became the host of the Pharaoh. You do realize you will never truly be apart. The gift of kindness you've given me and the courage I've given you will remain with us. That will forever bind us together. Oh, how sweet. Right. Now that the battle ritual is complete, the Eye of Vijat that guards the door to the spirit world has awakened. The spirit of the great Pharaoh, which was trapped within the Millennium Puzzle for 5,000 years, is now free. The time has arrived. Tell the Eye of Vijat your name. I am the son of King Aknam Kanon. My name is Atem. I love how he's doing the colon D face there. My name is Atem. Yeah. But that's it. That's the final duel and the final part of Yu-Gi-Oh! The original series. This actually became a trope throughout the rest of the series. Like, a certain series always ended with a duel between two friends, or like one final duel that is not against the big evil final boss. And you'll see that as we go through the rest of them. Also, this is unfortunately not covered in this game. During the 20th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! They came up with a movie, which is a follow-up to the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, and it shows how each of the character has grown up. It's called, believe it's Yu-Gi-Oh Beyond Dimensions. I need to look it up. Enemies are friends. Yeah, I guess it can send that message too. The final challenge is your friend, or something like that. The Dark Side of Dimensions, that's what it's called. It is available, I believe, on Amazon Prime if you're in certain regions, so you may need to use a VPN. But you haven't heard that from me. So yeah, this is like, because it's the anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, it was released in 2016 in Japan. And since Yu-Gi-Oh! Started, I think, in Japan originally in 1996, yeah, this would make it a 20th anniversary thing. Oh, they even aired it though. Oh, in Japan it was also, they were also airing the original series, but in a digital remaster. Okay. Keep your enemies close, but your friends close. So yeah, maybe. So yeah, this is like a continuation of the story, and the Pharaoh is only in it briefly, but it basically covers Kaiba's obsession with being the best, and because the Pharaoh moved on to the afterlife, he never got his closure of finally defeating the Pharaoh, because he was always dueling the Pharaoh, not Yugi himself. And he actually, like, his whole motivation throughout the movie is to find a way to go into the afterlife with the help of technology. And but yeah, I haven't seen the movie. I need to watch it at some point. I guess on the way he unleashes a great evil, and yeah, then he works together with Yugi to defeat it, just like against Darts. And Yugi is, I would spoil a big moment if I say it, so never mind. But yeah, like I said, the Pharaoh, he's in the poster, but he's only in it briefly at the very end. So yeah, it was like a nice tribute. Like, it was also nice seeing the characters. Their designs have been updated a bit, and because it was not 90s anime anymore, it looked a lot better, a lot more crisp. So yeah, I actually have to watch it some other time. The Dark Side of Dimensions is available as one of the campaigns in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links game, though. But yeah, right now, we've been at this for over 3 hours. I didn't expect, like, I think it was, how many? 6 duels in total? I guess because I kept explaining stuff and because I lost some of the duels, that's why it took this long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. I wanna get started on Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which, if you don't know, GX comes from Generation Next. So, and that stars a new protagonist called Jaden Yuki, and he's going to a dueling school. Now let's see if they explain it here in the very first duel. Usually the first duel is like just a tutorial. We'll see. Oh, yeah, there we go. What the heck is that? You mean the person he's dueling? Or Jaden? Or the dueling school? Oh yeah, he's one of the teachers, you'll see. Thanks to Yugi and his friends, dueling had now become a worldwide phenomenon, and duel academies popped up everywhere. Aspiring duelist Jaden Yuki was given the chance to enter the highly distinguished Duel Academy. Duel Academy was founded by Kaiba. And I think I explained it that there are 3 dorms, the Slifer Red, based on the god card, Slifer Red, Ra Yellow, and Obelisk Blue. The Obelisk Blue is considered the elite of the elite because, you know, Kaiba used Obelisk, so he would want that to be the best. And Slifer Red, out of spite for Yugi and the Pharaoh, is considered to be the worst dorm. the worst club. In his rush to get to school, he bumped into a mysterious person that resembled a familiar figure from the past. Ah, sorry. You're a duelist, aren't you? So yeah, he bumps into Yugi. Like his face was all blurred like this. But it confused fans a little bit because, at least in the English version, they used the voice actor for the Pharaoh, but this clearly took place after the events of the original Yu-Gi-Oh! So people were like, what the heck? Was the Pharaoh back, or did Yugi simply mature and become the Pharaoh himself? So yeah, it's weird, but they never reveal his face, so it's up to interpretation. But I think based on the hairstyle, this part I think is supposed to be Yugi's, because the Pharaoh has all the blonde hair like in a lightning bolt up here. But maybe it could be the Pharaoh as well, so who knows. So Jaden is rushing and then he bumps into Yugi, and yeah, it's basically like a passing on the torch moment to the next generation. Hey, why don't you take this card? Something just tells me that it belongs to you. So he gives him Winged Kuribo, which is not the same as regular Kuribo, but it does become like a prominent, cute mascot for this series. And there's gonna be a whole bunch of new Kuribos coming out in the other series. Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds had one, even though it wasn't as prominent and it wasn't used by the protagonist. And Zaxo and other series had it too. Good luck. Realizing that he was late, Jaden rushed up to Duel Academy hoping to get there in time to qualify for entry. Alright, test time. Yeah, it's Dr. Valiant Crowler. That's his name, and he did wear lipstick and had like a very effeminate way of talking. Son, what's your name? Jaden Yuki. Well, Jaden Yuki, I'm Dr. Valiant Crowler, Department Chair of Techniques here at Duel Academy. Wow, a department chair. I had no idea from how you were dressed. I was thinking you were some kind of weird academy mascot. Wow, insulting a teacher and the chairman at that. Like a majorette or cheerleader. How do I get one of those cool blue dual blazers like the one you're wearing? A lot of hard work and extremely high. I love how he doesn't comment on the fact that he just called him a majorette or cheerleader. Of course, you first have to get into Duel Academy, and I intend to make certain that won't be happening. Well, I'm ready, so let's duel. So yeah. Welcome to Duel Academy. I'm here to ensure that you are up to date on summons. Today we'll be covering fusion summons, so Yu-Gi-Oh! GX didn't introduce any truly new mechanics. That became like a trend with the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds series, which introduced synchro summoning, but Yu-Gi-Oh! GX was a lot more heavy on fusion summoning. A fusion summon is done by using polymerization card to summon a fusion monster. Fusion monsters are monsters you can summon from the extra deck. By the way, during the GX era, the extra deck was still called the fusion deck because you only had fusion monsters. Oh, I still have the darkened forehead. But yeah, it was only started. We only started calling it extra deck once synchro monsters, Xyz monsters, pendulum monsters, and later on link monsters came out, which all ended up going into that extra deck. So you couldn't just call it fusion deck anymore. Fusion monsters are the violet colored cards in your extra deck. They are summoned by using the specific monsters listed on the card combined with a summoning card like Fusion, Polymerization, or Fusion Gate. As the description of Polymerization says, you can send fusion material monsters that are listed by a fusion monster card from your hand on your side of the field to the graveyard, and special summon the fusion monster from your extra deck. So here we are given an example. First, let's protect our life points. Set Elemental Hero Clayman in defense position. Alright. I mean, I could probably also already... Yeah, I could also... I guess in the tutorial duel you must follow the steps. Yeah, it's not letting me do anything unless I click on the intended card. Okay, I end my turn. I do like the music here, it's a lot more cheerful. Okay, Ancient Gear. Wow. Some professor, he's attacking with a monster with only 100 attack into a face down card that he doesn't know what it could be. It could be even a monster with a lot of defense, and yeah, he paid the price for it. Okay, now we go into actual fusion summon. Rampart Blaster. So we select the materials, either in the hand or the field. I think Jaden ended up having the most number of fusion monsters out of all protagonists. Wait, this card can attack in defense position by its own effect. Why is it not letting me? That's bad tutorial. Anyway. Yeah, I can still normal summon Elemental Hero Nosp. Can I not set this first? No, I cannot. Okay. Let's set up your next turn, right? In phase 2. Can use Fusion Recovery to get back polymerization and one of the fusion materials. They are saying I should get back Burstinatrix. I believe this one is also censored. I think the Japanese version Burstinatrix has an exposed belly. I've noticed that a lot of Japanese people really like belly buttons for whatever reason. That was super effective. Now let's set our trap card, Jar of Greed. I mean, it's not even just the female characters. The Merrick, for example, was famous for having an exposed belly button. Okay. Good special summon. Oh, and now he's going into the big... Yeah, it's almost like it's scripted, but yeah, it's a totally scripted duel. The Ancient Gear Golem has a lot of attack and I cannot use trap cards, so it was a big deal back in the day because it means you couldn't use Mirror Force or other trap cards that could stop the attack. You just had to take it. A Skyscraper. You can do even more. Let's use Jar of Greed to draw a card. Let me guess, it's gonna be Avian. Yep, because now with Avian and Burstinatrix we can summon Yugi's favorite fusion monster, Flame Wingman. Even though he got better monsters later on, he said it even, especially in the Japanese version, he said several times that this is his favorite hero. It has a pretty cool design too, like it has one part angel wing and the other one is like a hand that's a dragon head. Right, time to attack. So with the effect of Skyscraper, if I attack with a monster that has lower attack, then I gain 1000 attack. It wasn't shown properly, I think, in the tooltip, but yeah. I was able to overwhelm his monster and now I attack directly. And this is how it also, kinda how it ended in the anime too, with Yugi overcoming Crowler's Ancient Gear Golem with the help of Flame Wingman. Possible. Yeah, the faces that Crowler makes are also pretty priceless. There's no way this delinquent could defeat me. I made it to the academy. I'm in. And yeah, for here on now, the first couple of episodes, well, some of them were just like very episodic, like truly episodic stories. Not much connection between them. A lot of them were schemes by Professor Crowler to somehow punish Jaden for his humiliation. Like he would basically try to get Jaden expelled by tricking him into like going into forbidden places or trying to recruit some elite duelists against him, but none of them worked, of course. But in the end, like they were like Professor Crowler was almost like a villain in the beginning, but he did eventually, his character arc did redeem him. Like they showed that in the end he is a good teacher. He does care about his students and he did part with them on friendly terms by the end. There's another duel between Jaden and Crowler at the end of season 4, which was the final season of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and they mirrored the beginning of the first season by having the professor lose the same way, but this time he accepts his defeat with grace and is proud of his students that they are ready to move on because they are in their final year. I guess that's why they have only 4 seasons, because each season is supposed to represent a new school year, and usually it's like 4 years in high school or college. I think this is supposed to be high school, basically, based on their looks, I suppose. While defeating Dr. Cloud, Jaden was granted entry to the Academy. The next day, everyone gathered in the main hall for the introduction ceremony. Welcome, my students. I'm Chancellor Shepard, the headmaster here, and you are the best and brightest young duelists in the world. Now please get yourself settled in at your assigned dorms. I think you'll find them quite comfortable, depending on how you ranked, of course. I don't know about you, Sai, but it looks like I'm in the Slifer Red dorm. Oh yeah, he made immediately friends with this nerdy guy called Cyrus Truesdale. That's cool, same with me. Hey Bastion, you in red too? Well now, let's see here. Yellow sleeves, yellow buttons. I don't think so. Yeah, he's the big... I guess... Yeah, Cyrus is kind of nerdy. But yeah, Bastion Misawa is like the true like brain guy behind the operation. It's a shame that they, at some point in, I think in season 3, he basically no longer was a main character. They almost written him out completely. I liked Bastion, even though he was annoying sometimes. I guess that's why Sai and I are in red. Please don't tell me that you've just figured that out now. So what? Ever think I'm colorblind? Well, no, actually I didn't. Are you colorblind? No, but I could have been. See you around the dorms. I did love the banter in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, especially in the early episodes. I don't know if they were the same in the Japanese, but the dub was hilarious. Like, you didn't need to make a parody of it. Some of the talks, and also there was like roommate disagreements, like why do you leave your towels always wet on the floor, that kind of stuff. I doubt that, you're going the wrong way, your dorm is over there. This isn't a dorm, it's like an outhouse with a deck. Okay. You kidding me? Check out the view, this place is great. Yeah, Kaiba really didn't like Yugi, so he made sure that the Slifer Red dorm is the worst looking, and yeah. This one here's our room, Sai. It's kinda small, huh? Hey, you're a small guy. Anyway, I like it. This'll make a sweet pad for our first year here. It's kinda weird meeting at the entrance exams and now roommates? Yeah, what a coincidence. It's almost like they are meant to be friends. and he's supposed to be the typical sidekick character. I think we were here somehow connected to each other in some ancient life, Jaden. Oh yeah, this was like a parody reference to the original series where it turned out that a lot of characters were reincarnations of their previous lives, and they even show Jaden and Cyrus at this point in ancient Egyptian outfits, but then Jaden says, nah, no way, there's no one else like me out there. No, like we were ancient Egyptian pharaoh and guardians, and I was the guardian, said though. No offense, but that's just lame. But it could be true. Funny enough, later it turned out that Jaden is some kind of reincarnation, but I don't want to spoil that just yet. I don't know if they will cover it, but yeah. Forget it, they broke the molds when they made the two of us. Yeah, for different reasons, because you're an awesome tourist and I'm, what's the opposite of awesome? Unawesome. Sigh, we're gonna have to work on that confidence, but first, let's work on this pad. Open the curtains and let in the fresh air. Hey! Those were closed for for a reason. Yeah, me, Champney Huffington. So this guy is supposed to resemble a koala, and I don't know why, like, if it's censorship or it's like body shaming. In the Japanese version, he looked more muscular. Like, he was still big, but you could see like, I kind of like, I guess, like a really power lifter, like kind of like koalas. But in the English version, he just looks chubby. It's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, nice nose. And let me see if I can pull up like Japanese Chumley versus dubbed Chumley. Maybe I was mistaken, but yeah, I know that they did change his design slightly. It's like barely noticeable, but he's more on the chubby side in the English version. But anyway, yeah, he's a flunky, but he does find his own path. But I think he barely appears after season 1, unfortunately. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we didn't see you sleeping up there in the bunk bed. Who are you and what are you doing in my room? Oh, sorry, my name's Jaden Yuki. I'm Cyrus. We're your new roommates. You're new, alright, so let me tell you how things work around here. What things? Like when parents' weekend is gonna be? Or like how the whole color thing works? That's more important than anything, yeah? You got 3 different kinds of students here. Obelisk blue students, Ra yellow students, and the Slifer red students. The blue are the highest ranked. Yeah, he's basically explaining what I explained already, but with a more funny accent, and he looks better than I do, I suppose. The blues are the highest ranked students. Some kids are blue because of grades, others through connections. Nepotism. The yellow are second highest. Mostly younger students with lots of potential. Then there's us, the Red Wonders. The Wonders? That's a cool name. As in, I wonder how flunkies like us ever got this far. Oh, I've skipped the dialogue there, but yeah, this is Professor Linen Banner. Hello children, my name is Professor Banner. I am not only your headmaster at Slifer Red, but I also teach alchemy at Duel Academy. Yeah, for whatever reason, they have an alchemy teacher, which you know is not an actual science. But yeah, I guess the school was underfunded and they needed other subjects in the curriculum, so I don't know how he got in. But he's one of those characters that never opens his eyes, or very rarely opens his eyes. Kinda like if you remember Ichika in Blue Archive. It's one of those tropes. There's a twist later with his character, but I don't want to spoil it right now. You'll also learn that I'm a wonderful chef. Why, all my students characterize my scrumptious meals as adequate. So chop chop to the cafeteria, it's lunchtime. So, poor guy, they are so understaffed here at the Slifer Red that he has to do the cooking too. Wow. Oh, I'm Chumley, by the way. Oh, and that was... yeah. There's a lot of exposition here in the tutorial. Okay, so now we get to Crowler scheme number 1. Getting Jaden expelled by luring him into the girls' dorm room at night. Angry that Jaden made a mockery of him, Dr. Crowler created a fake love letter from Alexis Rhodes, the jewel among Obelisk's Blue's top students. Since the moment I first saw you, I've been in love with you. Meet me tonight behind the girls' dorm. Endearingly, Alexis Rhodes. Alexis, like... what can I say? They try to give her, I guess, the powerful... like the powerful independent girl character trope, but... yeah, she was very underutilized, especially in the later seasons. Dr. Crowler planned to expel Jaden by getting a photo of him trespassing in the girls' dorm. It was the perfect plan, except Dr. Crowler accidentally put the love letter in Cyrus's locker instead of Jaden's. Later that night at the girls' dorm, Alexis and her friends caught Cyrus and demanded that Jaden come rescue him. And if you don't want to turn you in, you're gonna have to win your freedom by beating me in a duel right now. Of course, everything... this is Yu-Gi-Oh, so everything has to be solved through a duel. If you turn us in, we'll be expelled. Don't worry, Sai, I won't let that happen. Now let's duel, Alexis. Alright, please tell me I have an actually decent and usable story deck. I mean, Alexis isn't the strongest duelist anyway, but yeah. Okay. Alright, not bad start. We have good old Wing Kuribo. There's an alternate artwork of Wing Kuribo in which Wing Kuribo winks. It's like a trait that Wing Kuribo often does, like, hey, I'm here, you're safe now, and then winks at Jaden. So yeah. Let's see, Sparkman, decent level 4 monster, but let's see if we can get something better with reinforcement of the army. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for Clayman. So these are the 4 initial monsters, the initial heroes of Jaden. Sparkman, Clayman, Burstinatrix, and Avian. And then he creates different fusions with... like, each of them combine differently, like... Thunder Giant, for example, is a combination of Sparkman and Clayman, and then Flame Wingman is a combination of Avian and Burstinatrix. Later on he gets combinations with, like we saw in the tutorial, there's a combination of Burstinatrix and Clayman. I think there's a combination of Sparkman and Avian. Actually I forgot, or it's like Sparkman and then Flame Wingman. Like Sparkman was like the additional step, and then he gets other Elemental heroes, but yep, I'm just gonna play defensively for now. Ishido's Spirit is pretty good because monsters on your side of the field cannot be destroyed by battle if the monster's attack are equal. I might as well activate it right now, it's a continuous card, but it won't help me right now. Although, let's say Alexis summons something with 1600 attack, and I summon Sparkman and they battle, Sparkman will not be destroyed, so it can be useful. Blade Skater. Oh, and she gets Rare Gold Armor. I believe the monster depicted in this artwork is Paladin of White Dragon, which was Kaiba's card, I guess like an Easter egg. That's why they made all of these, some new cards in the image of that monster. Your opponent cannot attack other monsters other than... so it's like a... it's basically... Yu-Gi-Oh! Normally doesn't have block or taunt monsters, but it forces me to attack this particular monster. Okay. Well, I guess... then I'll need to go with Sparkman. Yeah, it's a redirect attack. Basically, any monster that is equipped with this card has to be attacked before anything else. Okay, yeah, Alexis also has fusion monsters, so let's see. Does she have the materials? Yes, she does. That's unfortunate. I forgot what her signature monsters are. That's how forgettable she actually is. Like, her best part was when at some point she became temporarily the villain because she was brainwashed, but that's a story for another time. Cyber Blader. Ooh. I think it doubles its attack if I have 2 or more monsters. While the opponent controls only 1 monster, this card cannot be destroyed by battle. While your opponent controls only 2 monsters, double this card's attack. While your opponent controls 3 monsters, negate the effects of your opponent's spell, trap, and effect monsters. Okay. Well, let's get some more cards with Pot of Greed. Oh, finally, we got our own Fusion Sage. Which Fusion Sage allows us to fetch polymerization from our deck. So it's like having a 4th copy because you can search for it. Wasn't bad back in the day. And now I can recreate the anime moment because I can fusion summon my 2nd copy of Sparkman and Clayman into Thunder Giant. And at this point I had to... Oh! Huh, I didn't know that it had a special animation, but then again it's one of Jaden's signature monsters, so I guess that's why he has it. Okay, and in the anime Alexis does have his monsters attack doubled at this point, but Jaden used the effect of Thunder Giant to destroy monsters with attack less than... with original attack less than the attack of this card. So, because it's the original attack, which is 2100, I was able to destroy it. So, but let's be a little more creative than that. So how about I summon Avian? Oh no, 4200 attack. But hold on, I'm gonna use Thunder Giant's attack effect and destroy it. Now with Monster Reborn I can bring back... Oh, yeah, let's bring back her own monster, why not? It's the strongest one and it gains... I guess it's an interesting monster, but not very competitive because... like, the opponent has to really think how many monsters he puts on the field. These days it's pretty easy to have like a single monster that has more than the attack, so... or have an effect that destroys it by a card effect like Thunder Giant. But anyway, I'm rambling, let's get on with it. At this point, because in the anime the maximum life points are still only 4000, Jaden actually wins the duel, but yeah, we have to follow the 8000 life point rules. In the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! The maximum life points was only 2000, if you can believe that. But that was because in that era you couldn't attack directly. You had to... Skyscraper doesn't help me that much right now, but you can still activate it for Flare. But yeah, you couldn't attack directly, and you could summon any monster from your hand. You didn't have to sacrifice lower level monsters for higher level, and so on. So, in theory, one could just stall out the duel by continuously summoning monsters in defense mode so that the opponent couldn't get to their life points. And even if they destroyed their last monster, like let's say I have, just like in this scenario, I have 3 monsters, my opponent is exposed, I was not allowed to attack. I had to wait patiently for the opponent to place a monster or And if they placed it in defense mode, cool, I destroy it, but then I have to wait. Yeah, but after season 2, the rules became more clear and or more updated, and with some exceptions, players would remain at 4,000 life points. Some of them used effects to gain more than 4,000. Others, there were some cases where it was like a 3 versus 1, and then the one player had, I think, more life points, but yeah. The 4,000 remained the staple to this day in the anime because, well, I guess for budget reasons, because you couldn't. Like, already duels can last a very long time, even with the 4,000 life points, like 5-parters, 6-parters, and so on. Imagine if the opponent also had more life points. So 4,000 life points, I guess it's a decent middle ground so that you can end the game quickly. Looks like that is game. A deal's a deal. I won, so we get off free. Okay, guys, we'll keep quiet about what happened tonight. Jaden beat me fair and square, and that's all there is to it. I mean, it's pretty nice of the girls to allow that, because they did break the rules. Even though, you know, Cyrus was tricked and Jaden was actually invited there, if they were nasty, the girls could have Jaden expelled. And it's lucky that only Alexis and her 2 girlfriends, I don't know if they showed the 2 girls, Jasmine and I forgot what the other girl was. I think they never dueled in the anime, so they were just there to be Alexis's friends. But it's lucky that only the 3 of them caught Cyrus and Jaden, because if other girls caught them too, they would have probably not been able to talk their way out of it. Also, at some point, I think the teacher almost catches them, but the girls cover it up, so yeah. No, there's more to it than that. It was a close match. You got game. So Alexis was kind of meant to be Jaden's love interest, but nothing really came out of that. I think in season 4 they had a duel together, like in which they were a team, a tag team, and at the end Alexis was blushing, but yeah. Jaden was just not interested, I suppose. Or I think it's a trope in shonen anime that there's like no room for love. But anyway, on to one more. Yeah, I'm gonna do one more duel before I end it today. The Shadow Duelist. So this is another scheme of Professor Crowler, I think. He hires this... well, he's a fraud. He's pretending that he is sending people to the Shadow Realm, but he's just trying to intimidate people with fake magic tricks and no love in my shonen, yeah, basically. Jiren and his friends Cyrus and Chumley were wandering the school grounds when they came across an old abandoned dorm and was supposedly haunted. Oh yeah, the abandoned dorm was actually an important plot point later on, but I think we only later on learn what happened. I think it was only in season 4 when they finally revealed like what was going on there. Their surprise, Alexis was also there. Alexis, what are you doing here? That's funny, I was about to ask you guys the very same thing. We heard about the dorm and wanted to check it out. Well, that's not very intelligent. I love how she says intelligent instead of smart. Don't you know, like, who says that's not very intelligent? You say that's not very smart or that's dumb, but that's not very intelligent. It just doesn't sound right. Don't you know that kids have a way of disappearing around here? Oh, that's just some urban myth. No, it's not. Believe me, I know. Why else would the academy make this place completely forbidden? If they catch you here, they'll expel you, Jaden. So why are you here? One of the kids who disappeared here was my brother. If Alexis' brother really disappeared, then the rumors aren't just rumors. I say we go back, Jaden. Yeah, I say we go in. What? Oh, wait up. I hope Jaden knows what he's doing. So yeah, he's actually going into the dorm. I think, but I think at this point they don't find anything, but yeah. Alexis gets kidnapped. When Jaden and his friends entered the dorm to investigate, Alexis was captured by Titan, a notorious hitman hired... Is that how you spell hitman separately? I thought it was one word. Hitman hired by Dr. Clower to kick Jaden out of the academy. Titan trapped Alexis in a coffin, using her as bait to goad Jaden into a duel. I don't know why that was necessary. He could have just said, Jaden, duel me. And that's it. I mean, Jaden accepts every challenge. But I guess they had to have the whole damsel in distress scenario and the hero to the rescue. Hand Alexis over right now or you'll be sorry. The only way I'll free her is if you beat me at a shadow game. I'm not afraid of you, but shadow games don't exist. See, just look at how many veins he has. I think actually this is his second look, so they kind of went ahead. He appears later, like here he's a fraud, but later on becomes a real thing. Both Hitman and Hitman. Oh, okay, thank you. The others didn't believe in the shadow games either, but they were soon convinced, for you see, when you lose in a shadow game, you don't just pay with your life points, you pay with your soul. So you're the one behind all those disappearances. Well, you're not getting us, especially Alexis. Unless you win, she's mine forever, as will you be. Alright, get your game on. Alright, let's see. I think you can probably guess how this duel ended up in the anime. Like, Jaden won a lot of the... I mean, Yuki also lost only very few times. And sometimes he lost by blackmail, but Jaden lost only a couple of times. I think out of all the protagonists, Yusei from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds was the one who never lost, at least not on screen. Only in flashbacks. Well, one time he did technically lose, but... yeah, so in Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, I'm getting ahead of myself right now, but just wanna make a point real quick that he was about to lose, but yeah, in that anime they are dueling while riding motorcycles, which sounds crazy, but they made it work somehow. And his motorcycle basically malfunctions and almost explodes, and yeah, he crashes and basically the duel cannot continue because he's knocked out basically. So yeah. Mirage of Nightmare. Oh, I remember, this card is, I believe, forbidden. Once per turn during your opponent's standby phase, draw cards until you have 4 cards in your hand. If you do during the standby phase, your next standby phase, randomly discard cards equal to the same number of cards you drew, or your entire hand if you don't have enough cards. So basically, this card is almost useless because you draw cards on your opponent's turn, then you discard them immediately the next turn before you can use them. But if this card is removed by an effect such as Emergency Provisions, which Jaden has somewhere here in his deck, then you get to keep the card. So it was a way for Jaden to replenish his hand, especially in the early episodes. But I don't think I will need that right now, because I can use Polymerization. Bring out the good old Thunder Giant. As I have learned with his own animation. Okay, so I could use Mirage of Nightmare now, and during their next turn I will draw 4 cards in total. What the life ones you pay during your last turn. Pandemonium, yeah, he uses a bunch of Archfiend cards. Nothing I can't handle though. Terror King Archfiend. Yeah, I'm not gonna use Mirage of Nightmare until I get a card. Maybe even just Mystical Space Typhoon that can destroy it before its discard effect goes off. I guess my opponent started with a pretty bad hand. Don't have any monsters to summon. Granted, I was also lucky that I had my fusion materials and polymerization in my hand. There we go. Yeah, Life Absorbing Machine, it's good in his deck because a lot of cards require paying life points, especially the Archfiend cards, and he can get it back. And with 2 copies, he can basically get back all that he paid, but he's not gonna have a chance, unfortunately for him. Played and declared rescue with the top, and if it is declared reality, otherwise send it to the graveyard. Well, not gonna happen. Reinforcement of the army, I can get basically any warrior monster, and Jaden has almost only warrior monsters exclusively. You know what? I'm gonna let him live one more turn to see if he can actually put up a fight, because he's a pretty sad hitman right now if he's gonna lose just like that. I know story-wise I'm supposed to be rescuing Alexis right now, but she'll be fine. Okay. Oh, Mirror Force. I don't think Jaden ever used this one, but it's good to have around. Okay, how about one more turn? And if he doesn't do anything, then yeah, I can't help him. Oh great, terraforming, so that he can search for another field spell, which again will not help him. Okay, third time's the charm. I'm gonna let him live a third time, because I just wanna see him do something. Oh, finally set a monster, great. Okay, there's no reason to torture the poor fellow. Time to be heroes. Oh, Terrakin, Gotchwing, there you go. First Trinetics to the rescue. No! Oh yeah, I don't think they explain it. Let's see if they explain it here or show it here. Jaden was able to defeat Titan and free Alexis from the coffin. So yeah, I don't think they mention here, but Titan was a fraud. He used like props and all kinds of trickeries to make people believe that he was doing an actual shadow duel. But later on, yeah, she was trapped in a coffin. Later on, some evil spirits actually visit their duel and start possessing Titan, and when he loses the duel, he actually gets dragged to the Shadow Realm, so it's pretty creepy, but he will return one more time. Good morning, sleepyhead. Where am I? What am I doing here? Hold on, what kind of thank you is that? We're here because we had to find that bad guy, win the duel and rescue the damsel in distress. Oh yeah, that strange man snatched me. That's right, want your card. And this. A picture of my brother? Oh yeah, they did find something in the dorm, but it was just a picture of her brother. This is the first trace of him I've seen in a long time. Brought it to let you know that we want to help you find him. After all, we can't have you getting locked up in any more tombs searching for him all by yourself. I guess this is the first time Alexis actually starts falling for Jaden. I mean, she already has some respect for Jaden because he was able to beat him in a duel, and she let him get away even though she could have turned him in, so yeah. Alright, and this is, if you notice here, the main perspective here is from this guy, who's like the serious, professional stereotype. But I guess we'll just have to wait for next time to watch it. Let's see, it's decently long. I know I spoiled a couple of moments here, but maybe you'll forget it. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, like, I think this is the first serious arc with the Shadow Riders, where there is like a common threat they have to team up against. There's a vampire here too, yeah. Alright, yeah, almost 4 hours. I think I'm gonna end it here. It's close to midnight anyway, and don't have to get up too early tomorrow, but yeah, should still get my rest. So thank you for joining me here today. I hope you learned something interesting or found the whole story. I mean, if I inspired you to watch the actual series, I consider my job done. So yeah, I do need to get up. Yes, exactly. Alright then, remember to take care of each other and love yourself, and I'll see you next time.